Hi, everybody. I'm just issuing a few invites. This is a very impromptu chat. I've, come from work a little bit early today, tried to rest a little bit in light of last night, and my phone just going off like crazy the last 24 hours with people hating what happened, people loving what happened, and all that. I thought I would do a impromptu hangout here today. I'm just issuing some invites here. I'm not going to post the link in the side chat. I don't know who's going to show up. Nobody may show up. But I feel like I want to just put a little bit of my own thinking on this, having been overnight with everything that went on. If you want a link, just let me know. I'll be glad to send you one. If you are in the loop here, I know it's 5 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 2 o'clock here on the West Coast. I don't have anybody blocked. I don't have anybody blocked at all. Hi, Dory. I'm going to give you an invite here. And I'll tell you my rationale today, because it's been a hellish day, obviously. I think T-Mobile is going to probably kick me off their network for all the traffic that's come in today. So if anybody wants I'm going to issue one to Irene and anybody else that's Irene. Let's see. Hi, Dory.
Hello.
Hey, David, how you doing?
All right.
I don't have anybody blocked on here. I don't have any axe to grind with you or anything. I mean, stuff between you and me got intense for about a millisecond last night, a very short period of time. No hard feelings on that. I didn't, I'm just saying it was probably the worst 24 hours 15 hours I've been through. So anybody's welcome to come in and talk about it. I'm just issuing some invites here. Just try to clear the air a little bit today and get some perspective. I know Wednesday's my usual evening for doing that, but I've had a ton of people ask me to, will you do a hangout? Will you talk about what happened? A lot of people were pissed at me for trying to have a fundraiser for Amanda here. A lot of people are telling me to go forward. It's exactly what you should be doing. So I wanted to have everybody get their say on here.
Okay.
And,
give me a few minutes.
Of course, go ahead. It's going to take me a while to issue out the invites. It's early in the day. It's only 2 o'clock here on the West Coast. I had to leave early today. I was useless on the job, so I just punished myself. Well, I'm like that. I'm dealing with patients that have medical needs. I can't be in anything less than 100% state, or I feel like I'm putting people at risk. So I didn't want to do that.
Give me a little bit, and I'll jump on with you guys.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Like I said,
give me a little bit, and I'll be on there. I'll talk to you guys.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just issuing invites. Anybody can be on the side chat that would like one. Dory, I sent you a link. I know a lot of people have asked me. Okay, there you are.
I think some of it got I think
it did. There was a lot of cross currents going on last night. I had a lot of time to reflect. I was not on the second hangout, but Jen was watching it while I was sleeping. My 2 hours of sleep before work today. So I know some things were said. I'm not here to try to smooth things over.
Oh, I know.
I think we're beyond that, on certain things that were said, but on certain other things we have to be able to we have to we have to be able to differentiate people on an individual basis, you know, and not make group calls about things. And I think that's important.
Right.
I know I'm issuing invites. I don't know who else is around, or I don't. Like I said, I don't have anybody blocked. Everybody's welcome to come and talk. Get Tim in here. If anybody you can think of, David, you know.
Okay. Did you ever get a hold of Elvis? I think he's on the road.
Well, he's on. I think he's packing up and he's on the road. You know, we'd had an earlier positive hangout, and then the stuff kind of hit the fan when I sent you a link.
Yeah, I seen it pop up.
Yeah, I'm going to reissue it. So just turn on your Google Plus, okay? So I'm just issuing. Jen.
Give me a few minutes and I'll be on the panel.
Okay.
All right, I'll be in there in a minute.
Okay.
Bye.
Yep.
What is going on here?
Just take your time. We're not under the gun. This could be an hour.
Right.
I don't know how long it's going to go, but I've got based on my phone traffic today, and nobody's expecting this hangout, but everybody's welcome on it. It's okay, Dory. I sent you a link if you want to join us. I know you were on. I got up this morning at 5 o'clock, and I saw you on there. There's nothing to be sorry. You're a wonderful gal, and
where's that hard drive?
You're all heart, and I appreciate that. You've stuck by
I need a hard
everybody. Drive. So there's Jen. Hello, Jen.
Hello, Rosie.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. I know you didn't expect me to come in from work this afternoon, but like I said, yeah, I'm fine. Agatha, thank you. I got a lot of sweet friends, don't you? Don't I?
Hi, David.
Howdy.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, all I can do. Yeah, you've done wonderful, Dory Lynn. Dory, I sent you a link. I sent Irene one. The people that I know generally care and have always been the voice of reason and everything. Hey, TT, nice to see you on the side. It's gonna be I didn't have anything planned today, guys. As you know, that Wednesday night is my usual night for doing a hangout, but I never got as much phone traffic as I did from about, well, I was sleeping from about 2 o'clock, but got up at about 5 o'clock today with a lot of people very, very upset about what happened last night with Amanda Mays. I guess she had 2 hangouts last night. I was on the first one. And obviously a lot of alcohol was involved, and a lot of people were emotionally very, very injured. That's fine, Dory. Dory's going to hang out on the side chat there. And I know, Jen, you were up at 4 o'clock this morning watching that. And of course, I did get up and you did fill me in. But I just want to say a lot of people were very upset about that. You know, raising money and other things about trying to help people. But the one thing that you never can really know is what's going to happen, you know, after. I mean, I'm not a fortune teller, and I don't think anybody is when it comes to trying to help people out. Now, there's a good side and a bad side. Okay, I'm stupid. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to do what I'm doing, and for that I apologize 1,000 times over to those of you that have told me today that I'm gullible and stupid. But the other side of the coin is that nobody's lost a dime. You know, nobody's put a penny anywhere. So what we're talking about today is Elvis Traveler told me today. We're talking about theoreticals here and stuff that could have happened. So I want to be clear about that. And I think Slim is trying to come in, and you know, I know there was some rough patch between Slim and Lucky and some other people, but I do kind of agree, David. Some stuff got washed in the mix last night. It was kind of misinterpreted. I know you've had some tough times with, as you say, you were in a homeless shelter for a while and just getting on your feet again. So, you know, I have a lot of empathy for that. And I know there's not a mean bone in your body.
No, that wasn't my intentions. I mean, I know a lot of people judge people. Hold on a second. I know a lot of people on this panel do a lot of judging people by the first time they met them, or they. It's a lot of judgmental stuff going on in here. I mean, I second guess myself sometimes and wonder, okay, why am I coming on this panel to learn this? And
yeah, so all are welcome. If you want to join, just let me know. I'll be glad to.
Well, David even offered the plane tickets to wherever she wanted to go.
Exactly. I mean, and then I get by one of the people on the panel just basically like do somebody on the underneath the bus, and then that wasn't my intention.
Right.
To
Yeah.
start. I mean, I was just going with the crowd, and maybe I got played underneath the bus. I mean,
I was in shock because he was trying to offer really good support there, and then somebody, I don't even know who it was.
Well, I think it got construed like you were just here for a sports buff to kind of play around with the situation and stuff, and that may have been okay. Nicole, I'll send you a link. So I think that there was some misinterpretation, and of course, when alcohol's involved, I mean, the things that come out and the things that were said were things that we would never say when we're sober. So I can tell you on my part, I took the lesson from that. I've stopped drinking. I will not be drinking, and you will not see me drinking on Hangouts anymore.
right.
I think you have to lead by example. So say hello to bottled water, and that's it. Some Friday nights I've gotten cranked up and done some stupid stuff. Hello, Slim.
I think I finally got it.
There you are. I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody blocked on my channel whatsoever, so everybody's free to enter. I just want to try to keep things sort of positive and explanatory here. I just decided to start the Hangout, Slim, because my phone has been going off for the last 14 hours or so.
Milo, shut up!
Okay, with people kind of angry about even thinking about doing fundraising, and other people, you know, saying you should still go through and try to support somebody because these are the type of situations that most demand, and other people about the reflection on the community, my community and stuff, and I just feel like we have to take things individually, person by person, and I think it's very easy. I don't know how you guys feel. I mean, Slim, you were right in the heat of the battle as I was last night on the early one, and I think, Nicole, you were in this morning. And, you know,
I was in this morning, got a load of shit, and I've had enough.
Okay, so that's your say on that. So
I almost wonder if you might want to have to stop the bleeding before you can move forward with making any kind of decision, either yay or nay.
yeah, that's why I thought I would have this today, because I was just overwhelmed with people saying, I want to have my say about what happened, and I don't want to be in Amanda's Hangout to say it and that kind of thing, so that's fine. I mean,
Well, what I mean is I think there's going to be a lot of backlash. I think there's a lot of people that videotaped it and it's going to be posted, and it's just going to be a whole lot of crap that's just coming everybody's way.
Slim Travel said earlier on Campervan Carl's, there's something Campervan Carl posted that he recorded some of it on his phone.
I guess that was TNT or somebody like that. I think evidently, yeah, okay, Vicky's, that's fine. Everybody can decide, so.
I mean, on the panel, I mean, very few in between I can trust on the panel, but I mean, it's just like you come in and you try to do the right thing. Sometimes you get leaded in the wrong direction, but I mean, my heart was in it all the way. And then I get somebody over in the corner saying, well, he ain't true, he's this, he's not me, he don't know me from Adam, correct. But I mean, when you're sitting there telling somebody you're going to help them, and then you got somebody saying basically, "Fuck you, you ain't going to do shit. I'm God." I mean, this is my opinion, and you're saying I'm God on this channel, and you're going to listen to me, or I'm going to drop out, or you got to pick who your friends are on here. It's like kids, like you're on the yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I said. I think things just got a bit heated, obviously, at several points overnight and everything, and Slim too, and some other things. And of course, you throw an Elvis into the mix, and it's like, well,
you shouldn't have to pick who your friends is and who that. It's just crazy because somebody don't like you.
I personally, I'm sorry, David. I personally believe you threw in a very generous offer yesterday.
Well, I mean, people so judgmental on this channel. I just don't understand why. I mean, you're all human. You're all doing the same thing. Quit judging another person because they look weird and you think they ain't legit. Until you get to know the person, don't judge it. That's my opinion.
I'm kind of afraid to see how bad this is actually going to get. I mean, I don't know if it'll go, legal or whatever, anything like that. But I mean, this is going to be something that it's just more fuel for the fire, and that's what everybody was trying to put out.
Right.
I have to agree.
I mean, I feel like, my opinion, I should go. I mean, the way I feel that I should go on the hate side and be one of the haters because the way I was still underneath the bus by it, being kicked out of the panel. I mean, that's her choice. But, I mean, we was just talking, and then it went south, and we all was doing it. It wasn't just it wasn't just Slim. It was all of us. And because he came up in a different brain, it's no different from the next man it went through shit. It's all judgmental shit on here.
I personally would kind of like to know what I tried to watch it again this morning after it was because I have to watch them twice. Remember I told you I can't see anything.
Right.
I personally would like to know what actually I did that was wrong. I must be doing something very wrong because I constantly get kicked out of these things, and I don't know exactly what I did.
Well, we supposed to. I mean, this is my point. What I got out of it because I watched the gentleman's video about the content last night. And what I got out of it is we are basically haters to come in and destroy their channel. This is nobody's channel. It's made by Google or YouTube or whoever. It's made by them to have conferences for a business. That's what it's made for. But the public can use it the way they want it. And these people coming in and saying, this is our channel. This is the RV channel. It is nobody's channel. It's the public's. And people don't get that in their head. It's a privilege to be on this channel because YouTube and Google is allowing you to get on this and do what you want, and there's no flashback, or what you call it, where they're not saying, okay, since you're doing all that hate and discontent, we're going to disable this program, and you're not allowed on it. They're not doing it. They're letting you do what you want. You're basically destroying yourselves. You're taking a good friend that you don't know me. I mean, I'm one of them people that stick to the very end with you, even if that was mean that I go on the street just as well as you do. I'm that type of person. I will stick with you at the very end. But if you're going to sit there and badmouth me and take me out of my character, hell with you. Burn with the rest of them. That's the way I felt.
Right. Right.
I think a lot of people felt that way, David. I just don't understand. I get so confused, and you have so many different, like you say, large personalities, and then to David's point, there is a lot of power play that goes on, and then and beyond that, I mean, you're trying to see if you want to help someone that's in a bad spot financially, and then that just went all to hell, and she just drove a stake in that heart.
Well, at some point last night, it goes from parody to caricature, and then it just evolves into tragedy by the end of the, it's like the whole panorama of.
It was everything but satire.
Yeah, everything.
But there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of manipulation on the panel.
Okay, Nicole, welcome back.
Sorry to interrupt her. Just letting you know I'm back. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Nicole. Welcome.
Hi, Slam.
Hey, sexy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, give people more fuel. Well done, Slam.
Well, I think we certainly saw, at least I did. It was demonstrated to me again about drinking and those kinds of things when it comes to Amanda, and she's certainly welcome to come in here and talk. But I decided not to drink on Hangouts anymore myself, and just stick to bottled water and all that, just to keep a little bit of a level head.
Oh look, Elvis is in the chat trying to cause shit, and let me just tell him something. I'm not from fucking London, so fuck off.
All right, well, we'll just try to just keep it together on here.
Let me ask you a question, Rosie.
He's doing what he always does. He's trying to cause shit by trying to stir shit. And
can we please keep the language a little bit clean, please?
I'm from England. We swear with every sentence.
Elvis Travels, can we just kind of keep it upbeat today? I don't want to knock off the side chat on here. I really don't, because I know everybody wants their say. But
do you have friends in your life, Rosie, that you don't go around them when they are not drink? I'm trying to not draw the line in between the virtual life and the real life. If I have friends in a virtual life that I can't be around while they're drinking, then I damn sure enough not be around them in real.
Oh yeah,
you know what
I
mean?
agree.
So I kind of don't want to make a distinction between the two. I don't want to have friends in either part of the life that I can't be around just because they're drinking.
Right. Right. Well, it's just there's drinking, and then there's excessively drinking, and then you just lose control of the message and what you're doing, and then you get in so deep that you just figure, shoot, I'll just torpedo my own boat and the hell with it, and just kind of go down with the ship. And I know a lot of people recording and doing all that stuff just to see
Bury the shovel.
to see what's going on, but just to kind of make sense of it and see. Just to maybe try to help on the drinking side or something like that. I just think that's a prerequisite to getting something done, and I just think at this point I wanted to just announce to people that thing kind of died a death last night. Obviously, I had so many people text me and just say I wouldn't donate a thin dime and anything on that. So it just becomes.
Well, I mean, I to be honest with you, once you shoot the horse, you can't ride it.
Right.
And when she says stuff like, I just came out here just to be manipulative, and I think you're exactly right in what you're saying, torpedo your own ship. I think what I was trying to put together was she's just in this spot of huge frustration, and eventually everybody's going to lose patience and just throw their hands up and say, fuck it.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like maybe that's where she's coming from. I don't know about her situation personally and what I could do to help, so I don't really think I have a voice in that conversation. Right. I don't have a dog in that fight. I guess I'm out of that one. I'm sorry.
It's a hard one. It really is.
I don't know how to take it. I mean, after last night, I don't know if, this is my opinion. I don't know if I want to keep joining this panel. You think they're your friends one minute, and then there's just all this backstabbing. It just don't make no sense to me. It don't.
I agree completely.
I think some people maybe as they watch in the panel, and I'm not citing Lucky as, but maybe they're not able to process all the chat that's coming through as fast as younger people can sit there and pick every nuance and everything out. And sometimes, like I think David, you did get thrown under the bus last night with that going on. So I just wanted to apologize to you on behalf of what happened there. Not that I was sitting in the control seat, but you did reach out and say I could promise to help and all that. And as Paul said on the side chat, you got to stop drinking. You got to admit you're an alcoholic, and you can't do any fundraising or money thing at all until that's put in order. Because imagine if the money had been raised and then was given, and then something like this happened. I'd have to blow myself up on camera to believe that.
We work I work on computers, and she does her stuff, and we was going to take the extra money that we got saved up for an RV that we was going to pay it off, and send it to her. But we got people on the other side saying, well, you show your basically, I don't know. It just, I feel like reaching through the camera and choking his old ass. I mean, that's my opinion.
Right.
Because I know the older folks, and I love them to death. They got hell of a knowledge from the past, how they live and everything. But until you get to know that person, quit pointing that finger in my face. I mean, that's basically what he's doing.
I have to say, and it's not about you today, David, but I do have to say this. You always talk respectfully to Lucky, and that's just a matter of record. I mean, you never disparaged him or were anything but respectful in talking.
I think the word is berate that we're looking for. You
Right.
You can't teach somebody by berating them.
Right.
So it matters not how much knowledge they have. That's a personality conflict.
Right. Exactly. So somebody asked where Jim is. He was issued an invite. I had to come. I think he's packing up for the cabin today to go up there and do that. So I'm sure he has his hands full on that. So it was just tough this morning. So I just wanted to say that I don't think there'll be fundraising for anything at this point in time, just to generally have it on the video and out there. To just be said. Yeah. Slim, I don't know your situation in last night. I mean, there was so much stuff flying back and forth. I had trouble processing.
Did it seem like it came out of nowhere to you? It was like all of a sudden we all just got quiet. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, well, it's just case if you're drinking like that and then something sets you off, and then it's like boom, you're F-bombing and berating people that you think are successful and didn't earn it or whatever, and that's kind of the wrong way to be.
It may kind of die in its own misery because I don't think people are going to tolerate having to babysit everybody else. There aren't that many enablers in this community.
Right.
Yeah. Well, she's got plenty of resources that Irene and Janice had posted in the sidebar. They printed it out and sent it via email to her. She's got all the phone numbers. She's got plenty of resource material there to sort through to get help.
Can I just say as well, bravo for Dory, because Dory has stuck through everything, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's in the side chat. I've issued her an invite. I think right now she just wants to hang a bit.
She stuck through that whole thing to support and that, and she was great through that.
Yeah.
She really was.
I don't know. Supposedly, I've already seen one video that's a synopsis of last night, and I know that there's another one coming. It's going to be both on YouTube and Live Leaks. I'm just trying to piece it back together because
I know that Vlogger Frog did one earlier.
Did he? I did not know that.
He did one on Jimmy.
God help us if it's on Live Leaks. Good Lord.
I know, right?
I mean, wow. They will be calling from Hollywood, I'll tell you that.
Well, I believe that he has footage because there was sound files from the video.
I heard it.
Yeah. So.
And to be honest with you, I mean, I don't really... I kind of feel like I need to own up to the shame because I was a part of it. And it actually... I mean, that was shameful last night. That was a bunch of people showing themselves in ways that they shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, I think alcohol has a lot to do with that. And then when you feel like your integrity is insulted, I mean, and there's 9 other people in the panel, I mean, you're going to defend yourself and vigorously, right. And I think that's what happened with Jimmy. I mean, he was not going to, be cursed and that's understandable. I mean, that's understandable. And I know Lucky feels like he's been hurt. I think he felt like he was very close to trying to understand Amanda and trying to understand the trans community. But I think you have to take people, I don't know, Nicole and Jen and Dave and Slim, you have to kind of take people on an individual basis. I mean, there's assholes in the trans community, there's great people in it. There's assholes in the RV community, there's great people.
Right.
I'm big enough to admit that last night I did snap with Lucky, and I do apologize to him for being rude to him. I really do, because I did snap with him because I felt like he was being derogatory to the entire trans community, and that really, really peeved me off.
Yeah, well, I know Lucky was trying to talk to me in the side chat while I'm on the panel, but let's face it, the messages were flying a mile a minute over here, and it's impossible to really focus with as much.
He's not very coherent when he tries to type anyway.
Yeah, I think he's using a voice to computer recognition typing, and sometimes that really...
That voice recognition software doesn't recognize Oklahoma.
Yeah. So I think I kind of agree with you, Amanda, that Nicole, I thought we got kind of a little chucked under the bus as a generality there.
That's the best way to lose an argument, when you start just lumping people together. That's the best way to lose.
Because that was the argument I was trying to make last night. It was like, because of the experience that he had yesterday with Amanda, he was basically saying that all of us are the same, that we use people and that kind of stuff, and that was the message I was getting.
Right.
And that really offended me, and I was like, I don't have to take this from anybody. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, I agree. I mean, in what I saw on that, and being a part of it, yes, it did hurt a little bit. I'll confess to that. I felt like, every time he said they and them and all that, it really made me think that you got to be able to really differentiate between, people that do live the life and do try to be positive for the community, and somebody that maybe is off the rails and having a tough struggle. Yeah, I mean, as Jim Rockford said on the side here, imagine if they sent her that money and this came out after she got it. I mean, yeah, you're right. So if there's any little glimmer of positive in it, it's that.
Well, listen, I hate to be rude. Let me just jump in here real quick, Rosie. I gotta get off here. I got some work around here I gotta do, but I wanted to pop in and say hi. I wanted to acknowledge your call.
Okay.
Everybody stay safe. Good to see you all again.
Bye, Slim.
Good to see you too. Bye, Slim.
See ya.
Yeah, so we'll see if anybody else is around. Bring out a few more invites here. So. Yes, it was tough, Nicole. I watched that this morning, and I have to agree with that. It was a little hurtful to hear.
And that's what I mean. I openly admit that I did overreact with him, but I mean I think that I had a level of merit with it.
Right.
Like, I was offended for like the community. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And like you can't. That's like saying just a hypothetical here, that all extremists are bad, like all Muslims are bad because of the extremists.
Well, you're correct, and I certainly agree with what you're saying, because that was the only thing that really did kind of surprise me last night, that general sort of grouping together, and then this morning I know that's when you got into it, and it was nice of you to just stand up now and just say, I'm sorry, I got a little carried away, and all that for...
I'm big enough to admit that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's wonderful. I think that's a great thing. And like I said with David, I'm kind of at a loss, David, because you were willing to, you don't have a hell of a lot of money. Yeah. And you were willing to just do what you could on that. So Jen, what do you think? Probably the drinking, huh?
Well, the drinking, and I just think in general, what really will set things off is when the language changes and names fly.
Well, you can tell them you live with somebody who's an alcoholic for a lot of years.
I have, right. I have lived with alcoholics, almost all my life.
Right. It's a tough situation.
And that's why I told you I don't deal very well with alcoholics anymore.
Right.
Because, almost getting killed by somebody that was drunk, when I was a kid. So, I have my history with alcoholics. Yeah. I have no tolerance for alcoholics, period. And when they get out of control, I don't have any tolerance for that. They need to step back, and they need to just regroup themselves.
I mean, I loved you guys. I still do. Don't get me wrong. Don't take what I'm about to say. I mean, I looked at you guys like family on here. I really did. I mean, I respected you guys. I mean, I still do. It's just right now I'm on the fence.
Sure.
I mean, I was listening to you guys about, because this is all new to me about the RV life. I was taking you guys' suggestions, listening to you guys, and when I'm hanging out on the panel, it ain't that I'm not wanting to say anything or just, what do you call it, camping out on the panel. I'm listening to you guys. I enjoy every day getting on here and listening to what your experiences is with life, their experiences of life. Yeah, I go on the side, but it's not the same, because if I wanted to say something and I'm sitting on the side, I can't say it, or I have to type it in all the time. But
Yeah.
Well, I've seen you chatting enough over the last month or so. I know there's not a mean bone in your body, David. I know that. So I know that your thing was just kind of misinterpreted. But the other thing I want to say, and I'm not trying to be rude, okay, is that there's a difference between, you can be transgender, maybe you haven't started hormones and things like that, but there's a big difference between, you know, say where Jen and Nicole and I are in terms of being on hormones for a lot of years, and you know, there's a big difference between the way that we act and the way we feel and the way we see ourselves as a community. So Amanda's straight up. She calls herself a cross-dresser, which means it's, for all intents and purposes, she's wearing female clothing but lives a good chunk of her life as a male. And I'm not deriding her. I'm not saying that she's not trans inside of her, because obviously she is, with the issues of dressing and things like that. But I want to say, it's not, you know, there's a big difference between being on hormones and not being on hormones, and you never see a...
Well, I lived in a house with 3 girls, and I know what hormones is about. My mother and my 2 sisters, so I know about all that hormones. So when you guys talk that, I understand. I mean, I'm not...
but Amanda isn't
not in
on
that-
hormones. Okay, so Amanda.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I think the point is that because I spoke to Slim like this morning after the hangout, and I was saying to him, I was like, people don't always understand, and it's not anyone here, like, but people don't always understand that, like, when you are in transition, and if you have an addiction as well, that's 2 major things which are a huge struggle, and one of them alone is bad enough, but when you're going through 2 of them at the same time, it's like you're going through hell. And I can say that from experience, because I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly true, Nicole. You've been through the hell and back again on all that stuff, and I know it affected your life
But
deeply.
Rosie, you remember what I used to be like.
I know.
used to be out
I'm
every
just
single
saying,
night.
I think that, you know, people's hair would curl if they knew what you went through with this stuff. But you came out good at the end of it. You know, you came out stable. You got yourself on track. Yeah, clean. An extremely positive member of the community who, I got to tell you, you're an amazingly giving person in the way of support, no matter who it is. And I know there's another girl in the community that you've gone out of your way. And you know, great discomfort sometimes to be very supportive, and you know, it's not lost on us that see what goes on. So I really think that the key, like with you, was probably getting clean, right? And
yeah, that was a very big thing for me, because if I wouldn't, I would probably be dead now.
so what's the best advice you can give Amanda right now with dealing? Because if you've conquered your addictions and things, and you move past them to be the beautiful.
Well, I mean, I know it's gonna sound cliche, but the first thing she has to do is actually admit to herself. Like, I didn't admit, because I just assumed, oh, I'm just going out partying, I'm just doing this, I'm just doing that. It's only fun. There's nothing wrong with me, that kind of thing. But I was sneaking to, like, bathrooms at family things, and going to, like, when I was in college, sneaking to the restroom and that kind of stuff, just so I could have a sniff. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly.
Like, it was, and that was all because I was having fun. And then when I finally admitted to myself that this isn't fun, this is me actually causing myself damage, and like, then I realized, and that's when I actually had the courage to ask for help.
Exactly. How did you? What help came in the way for you? A governmental program or family? And
Yeah, it was my general practitioner who originally helped me, and he actually advised me how unorthodox it might be. He said, "Stop going out partying with your friends," and he said, "Change your friends." And I did. I changed my social circle, and all like I think there is like out of say 30 friends, I have one who still takes drugs.
I mean, think about that. One
Yeah.
one person out of that circle, and I don't mind telling you, you're only 26 or 27 27 years old, so you got a whole lifetime.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I was taking drugs from being like 14,
Mm-hmm.
and that to 20, like to 25, is a long time.
Exactly. So what's the best thing? What's the best way? I mean, you got to want to do it first, right? You have to have the desire. It can't be forced on you.
Because she doesn't. Like last night, I noticed that she doesn't want to stop. Like she says she does, but then she's enjoying going, getting more.
Yeah, Dory, I wish you'd join us here. I mean, you're putting a lot of stuff on the side.
She is asking for help, but she's asking for it in a very subconscious way. Like she needs to bring it forward and actually ask verbally and physically say, "I need help."
Okay.
Because I think that the way she's going, she's struggling so much. And like she made a comment last night which really, really bothered me about like saying somebody said something about they were talking about suicide and all sorts, and she made a comment about how, oh well, it'd be good for ratings. Now that's not something that you would say if you were not dealing with a hell of a lot of stuff.
Well, I think she admitted before she used to be very competitive on YouTube, and she often felt slighted. And let me tell you, just in case people say I'm talking at it, she has an open invite has been sent to her. She can join anytime that she wants, but she said that she's very competitive on YouTube before, and was jealous of girls that were on hormones and able to transition. And I can understand that. I can understand that. Not everybody has a clear path to do that. And for her case, with her family member and being the Sicilian and Irish overlay in a Catholic family, it's almost a big trifecta disaster when it comes to trying to move forward with transition. And you can imagine how tempers maybe flared when she was growing up, or she would tell her family, "This is the way I am," and they just boot her out on the street. You're kind of on your own. And all that.
The question I have is, what can we do for her? Is what my question is.
I think what I'm getting from everybody here, and also on the side, is she's got to be able to look at herself and say, "Yeah, I want to stop this." And until that finishes, or until she sees that, David, stuff from the outside is going to be ineffective.
According to Vicky in the side chat, Amanda said she's been in rehab 3 times already.
Okay.
So I mean that to me is quite worrying.
I mean, I've been skirted in and out of AA a few times myself when I found myself kind of slipping on the wire. It'd be very easy for me, given my grandmother died of alcoholism, and there may be a gene that runs wild in there that makes you very susceptible to alcohol. Yeah, so that's the only thing I've been in and out of AA a few times. I mean, I don't have to drink. I probably enjoy it a little too much, so I just took this as a message to myself to kind of tone down a bit and just slack back on that. So.
No, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that shocked me was Amanda and me had a talk one day. And she said, out of respect to people like me that have gone the full way of transition all the way to the end, she doesn't consider herself transgender. She considers herself cross-dresser.
Yeah, she did say last night in a chat that she wanted to have everything done but keep the
Yes.
And then all of a sudden she considered herself transgendered.
Well, I think, don't you guys agree there's something there in her spirit, in her being, that there's something. I mean, there's some dysphoria, Jen, don't you think, that's in there? I mean, you just don't do what she
Yes,
does,
I agree.
unless she fought that like we did for a lot of years, and you know, try to ignore.
Maybe she can use, see, if this is really something that she truly wants to do, the transition, then she needs to put that in front of her as the prize
Yeah.
and say, I will clean up in order to get this transition.
I agree. I agree.
Because she can only transition if she cleans up her act. If she doesn't clean up her act, there will be no such thing as transition.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not
There's
just.
hello Deb. There's RV.
Hi, Deb.
Deb.
Hi, Rose. I had a hangout going. I turned it
Oh,
down.
I'm sorry. Jeez.
No, you know what? When I saw yours, I'm thinking, okay. And then we got into like some topics like religion and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking,
Yeah,
please God, I got to get out of here. No, I closed it.
Yeah, I apologize.
I don't care. I wanted to be with you.
So technically, actually, she has an incentive to clean up her act, and then be able to transition. There's a huge incentive right there.
Yeah, I mean, like RV Debs, you were certainly on the early part of the hangout last evening with her.
And I was kind of wondering because I saw Lucky's video. So I'm thinking, well, what did I miss?
Debs, I'll be very open. That was about me.
It was about you?
Yeah. Because I said to him last night, and I said earlier in this video that I apologize for snapping at him, but I said to him last night because I was trying to say to him that you cannot judge an entire community of people based on the actions of one person. And he wasn't grasping what I was saying, and he was I felt like he was being rude, and I just said to him, and I do regret saying it now, but I did say to him, you're not really the person that I thought you were.
Okay.
Right.
And that video was about me, so I'll be very open about it.
He's a forgiving person, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
I'm not worried about him. I mean, he's a nice man, and he's got a big open heart. And I just hope Nicole, we all screw up. There's nobody perfect.
Of course. But Debs, about drinking, do you have any experience with anybody drinking in your past or anything like that maybe would be helpful to Amanda? I'm trying to sort of point this to maybe get her to realize that maybe getting sober would be a good thing to get her life on track.
I'll tell you something else as well. I'm not going to say any names, because people know who I'll talk about, but she needs to pick her friends very wisely on YouTube. That's all I'm going to say. Because there's people who will just bring her down.
Well, I guess it just comes down to the drinking. But Deb, I was asking you if you had any advice to somebody. I don't know if you've had any issues with people that had addiction problems or alcohol in the past or things like that. If there was anything that you know that maybe helped those people or helped them turn the corner with dealing that. My grandmother died of alcoholism when she was 63 years old. It was very, very young. I don't think I ever saw her up. I don't think I ever saw her vertical. She was always laying on the couch every time I ever just smashed every time I ever saw her. And I felt pissed off because I felt like I was ripped off. Like, I don't need to come over here and watch Lawrence Welk with somebody smashed out of their mind just laying on the sofa.
She's just going to have to hit rock bottom before she can even think about getting help. She's going to have to hit rock bottom.
I don't have alcoholic problems, thank God, but I do. There's like food addiction, and I've been to food addiction treatment when I was like 33, because I wanted to get under control, and I went through the steps. So I'm very aware of the steps of the program, and I think it would help if she had a sponsor, if she had someone that would help her, but she's got to want it first.
It's just true.
Like you said, David, someone's got to be rock bottom, I guess, before they pick themselves up and start anew.
Well, I'm a witness of it because I am an ex-addict myself. So I had to go through AA, NA, all that, and then find myself and find out what's hurting me before I can actually let it go.
Well, I think I think you just hit it. You got to find out what's hurting you, and recognize that, and you'll never turn the corner. And congratulations to you, David, for being clean and sober and getting on a new life. I mean, it's exciting for you, but
I got 2 years sobriety.
2 years is great.
10.
Yeah, if you can do 10, you can do 50, David.
Oh,
no
yeah.
big deal now,
Right.
you know.
I think that seeing a therapist helps a lot.
I was going to say a therapist would be something that would be helpful, but again, when a person wants to get help, they go to the therapist.
Because even though I went to see my therapist for my gender issues, while I was seeing her every 2 weeks, we actually dug deeper, and we dug out issues from my past.
Yeah.
About sexual abuse and being in a really bad family. Our family was a very dysfunctional family. There was a lot of issues that I had put, as my therapist said, you have a shelf in the back of your mind, you have a shelf, and you will put all these issues on that shelf and you will put them away because you don't want to deal with them. But eventually you will have to deal with those things because they will always come back and haunt you. So we would take basically like one item at a time off of that shelf and work through it.
It's good.
Because
how would you, I don't mean to interrupt you, Jen, but, you know, let's get down to specifics. How would you deal with it, and how would that help Amanda in her situation?
Well, I mean, the therapist would basically, talk to her and find out what is going on that causes her to be in this mental state that she just drinks and drinks and has no hope.
She wants to numb herself. That's what she's trying to do.
Right.
Numbing the emotions.
That's exactly
right.
it.
I mean, it's self-destructive behavior. What triggers that? That usually is something that happened in the past.
And step one is just to decide that you do have a problem.
Right. And the therapist can usually dig that out.
Yeah.
And find out.
In a way, I mean, this is my point of view, and I'm not saying everybody's like that. But unless you've been through it, I know them counselors, they've been through college and all that, they've read up on it. But unless you've really been through it, like a person that helped me, he was an ex-addict himself. So he knew the pains I went through and what I was trying to cover up. Then by reading the book, you've never experienced it. But she needs to find a good friend, like somebody said on the panel, that's been through it to help her guide her in the right direction.
She definitely needs to. I don't know where she is right now and all that, but she's the one that needs to.
I'm just hoping maybe tomorrow or something she might spool up this hangout and just maybe take some of our suggestions or hear what we're saying, because it'd be very easy to turn your back. But when somebody says, "Hey, tune in tomorrow night, I'm going to kill myself, and this is going to be great for ratings," and that kind of gets your attention. And I mean, nobody wants that, but
I did hear her talking pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
I've lost so many friends through addiction. It is ridiculous. But in like 2011 and 2012, in the space of 5 months, I lost 6 friends through addiction.
Wow.
I think she's close to being rock bottom. I'll be honest. I apologize.
No, it's fine, David. I mean, you've been there. I mean, tell me. She may benefit from hearing you. What was rock bottom for you? I mean, what is she facing right now?
Well, right now she's at almost. I mean, I'm saying as looking in, she's at that stage of saying, "Okay, I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to end this." That means she's at that vulnerable stage of saying, "I'm done. I'm ready to give up." So right now, somebody needs to pull her in and say, "Okay, I'll help you. I'll guide you in the right direction." But don't harp at her and say, "Well, this is what I think you need to do. This is what she wants somebody that vent to, and you sit and listen. That's what she's trying to get out there. She's trying to vent, to tell you what she's feeling. But nobody's wanting to give her all this advice on the other end instead of listening to her.
I think we're all giving her advice, though. That's why she has Hangouts for 8 hours at a time, to keep herself talking and you know what I mean?
Mm.
Having a hand out there. She actually is asking for help in her own way. She just, unfortunately, it's not that easy to just, help someone from across the country.
Which brings up the other issue of, my phone's been blasting off the hook. Why not stop hanging out for 8 and 16 hours a day and go try to get some gainful employment and cut down the YouTube that you're not doing 8 or 16 hours a day on there, and
get busy.
Get busy. Get cracking on it. And
she'll never get happy sitting there talking to everybody. She definitely needs action. That's what I've been doing all year. I mean, I have pushed myself.
Oh, I know. It's amazing to watch you. And
I'm on the road, girl. Tomorrow.
Well, I just think if anybody has a reason to pull out the whiskey bottle and just put your feet up and say F it, and I'm just gonna float off and to hell with it. I think you do, Deb.
And I won't do that. I really want to succeed. I want people to. That's why I'm having a channel now. If I can just help anybody that's feeling that crappy about nothing, bad life, you can change your life. Yeah. But you have to do something. Actions. And that's what Amanda needs to do. She needs to find a local AA place and go there and ask for some help.
That's the same reason why a lot of us started our channel steps, like me, Rosie, Jen. It was to help people. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. I think all of us want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also to get help and feel supported when you have these rough patches. And
I'll be right back.
You know how you were saying, Rosie, to get some money together and help her out so she could get out of the living situation. I don't really know all the details, but that would all be really wonderful. It really would, except until she gives up the control, like she's sitting there all day controlling the room. You understand?
Right.
You have to give up some control and say, I've got a problem. And then people want to help, because if you're starting to help yourself, if you were going to meetings and say, okay, today's #1 day without any beer, and then there's lots of people here, I would do it too. I would be on call if she needs to talk through a drink. But it's only her that has to get to that, she's got to want to stop that so that the other parts of her body and her mind can flourish. How can you go through a transfer, transgender, if you're emotionally not ready for anything?
Okay, we got Lucky on the side there, and Lucky, Nicole did speak up today and reach out to you, which was very commendable on her part. So I've sent you the link if you want to come in and chat and talk about it. I would most appreciate it. I mean, it might help put a little bit of oil on the water anyway here, but
I just worry so much for Amanda. I really do.
I do too. I've never worried about, and it's got nothing to do whether she was trans or straight or
just a person.
A guy. Yeah, exactly. If it was any of the guys I know on here for, I'd feel the same way after seeing last night. I think most of us just had our jaws open just watching last night, not even being able to comprehend what we were seeing. And Dad's going to say, "Oh, I always miss everything when I go to bed early." Well, I'll tell you, you missed it last night.
And then she took the Hangout. Oh, I couldn't watch it. So
she took it down.
Yeah, because there were actually two. There were actually 2 Hangouts yesterday.
Yeah.
The second one, and they both came down. So.
Well, it was shocking. I got up at 4, and I watched, and I even scrolled back in time and watched stuff, and it was shocking.
Is she saying things that she wants to hurt herself?
Yeah, committing suicide. Yeah,
and killing everybody around her or whatever. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about killing everybody, but she seems very focused on herself.
She made a comment. She made a comment about committing suicide and doing it on YouTube for ratings.
That would be the meanest thing you could do. That would be a very mean thing to do to all of us that care. It's just,
She actually made that statement that she was gonna today make a hangout and she was gonna hang herself in front of all of us.
oh, that's just really kind.
And that is very despicable. That's very hateful because that is to hurt us. And you know, that is, I thought that was very, very bad, a bad thing to say.
Is anybody talking to her today at all?
No, I've not spoke to her. I've not seen her online.
Not yet, because I'm sure she's crashed out. Cause
I wasn't even going to come on because I swore never to do Hangouts again.
Well, I'm glad you did, Nicole. I really need you to be here because you've walked a path of.
Well, you spoke when I spoke to you when you was at work this morning. You told me about the Hangout, and I said to myself, well, if I'm never going to do Hangouts again, at least I can do this one just to take part and just to say my piece. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's important that because you've come back from what she's facing. It might have been drugs as opposed to alcohol, but you're like the ray of hope for her that I hope she grabs to see that you can turn your life around. You have a beautiful life there in the UK now. You even picked up a dog recently and all that. I mean, your life is even
though he's a little shit.
he's a little shitty little dog, but you still love him.
What kind of dog did you get?
A German Shepherd. I'll show you. Hang on.
Oh.
There you go. There's my little German Shepherd.
How old is she? Oh.
He's 4 months.
Yeah, he's a baby. Oh, he's gonna be big.
He's gonna be really big. His paws like almost fit in my hand. I'm like, what?
Wow. But he'll protect you and love you. That's one thing.
Oh, for sure. That's one thing I'm hoping for.
Oh, no doubt. That's how they live their life for us.
Yeah. Sometimes I prefer animals over people.
I can understand that.
We should have hangouts with our animals.
Oh yeah.
I do have them. They're always here.
Those would be very pleasant hangouts.
I try to have pleasant hangouts, but sometimes they take a turn, don't they?
We've had very pleasant hangouts, Deb, but I just wanted to try to maybe get some sound advice today for her in case she does.
I think I've noticed, like, when you look back at it, her hangouts have been progressively getting worse. Like with the trolls coming in and that kind of stuff, and she's allowing these people to come in and take the piss. It's sorry, Jem, for swearing again.
Yeah, she really actually enjoyed when this Ahmed and Mohammed and all them came in.
Yeah.
And
I mean, at first it was funny, but then it started to get offensive.
Right. I mean, you don't even want to give those people that little finger because they'll rip your arm out at the socket here.
Did you see the what's his name, flogger guy, the puppet guy? His video showed himself.
Oh, he's done that a few times.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We know what he looks like. I'm pretty sure we'll run into him in October out there.
Yeah, I'm sure he's just another person.
We'll run into him. We'll be like, hey, Mr. Vlogger Frog, how are you doing? Shake his hand. Squeeze it real hard. Look him deep in the eye and squeeze his hand real hard. Say, how are you doing?
It on YouTube unless he's the puppet.
Well, you made his gallery, Deb. So,
I'm excited.
Well, I think we all did to make his gallery.
Yep.
I've not yet.
Not yet. Give it time.
I feel quite lucky.
You might after yesterday.
Well, yeah.
If he was there, because I mean he hides out.
No, he was.
Oh really?
Yeah. So anyway, so I don't give him the time of the day, and so he made 2 videos including me, and I never even mentioned his name, so he never really.
I never said.
And Rosie never gave him the time of the day either, so he just kind of backed off.
Yeah, like I didn't say anything under my video. I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Right.
But in regards to Amanda, she needs to go to an AA thing and also at the same time simultaneously seek counseling with a counselor on a regular basis, and maybe she can start the gender counseling, but then at the same time also have this counselor find out what it is that pushes her into the self-destructive behavior and fix that.
Oh, I don't know her background. Has she always been this way?
She's always been lively, but she's never been this.
Well,
this much.
you know,
Like
yeah, I'm sorry, Nicole. I didn't mean to dust over top of you. There's a difference between being on videos, and her genre was, you know, cross-dressing and going into Walmart and having a few laughs and being passable and all that kind of stuff. But there's a big difference between that and being on a hangout for 6-8 hours, just drinking constantly and something like that. I mean, we all know alcohol can often, if you drink enough in a day, can just, you know, we know mean drunks and people that the next day they're regretful for what's said and everything. And, you know, she's always been someone that's never been, you know, I know in a lot of ways she feels dissed by what I call the girls that are on hormones that are transgender, because they, as she says, they've always looked down on her because she's not on hormones yet. She's appreciated the fact that I'm one of the few in the community to reach out and be accepting. And well, what do I care? I've been in her same shoes. And,
See, the sad reality is that no matter what community you're in, there'll always be a faction of people. And there'll be a certain amount of people who will disapprove of another amount of people. And some people, sadly, in the trans community, they look down on cross-dressers and transvestites because they are not who we are. And to me, that's really sad, because we're all a community. It's like, why fight in your own community? Like, you're supposed to support each other and love each other and care about each other, but all you're doing is just making people look at you and laugh and think, look at them, they're a mess, they can't even work together.
RV community's the same way.
When I first stepped foot into the trans community 6-7 years ago, I was not accepted by anybody either. They all treated me like garbage, and so I just kind of followed a few people, and then as I progressed and evolved, I started making my own videos and just did my own thing.
Yeah, Corey, I sent you a link if you care to join. And Elvis on the side, for what it's worth, says you have passable and a voice, so it's
thanks, Elvis.
So, you know.
Thank you.
You have a link too. I don't have anybody blocked on my.
No, I don't have any blocked.
On my channel.
Nicole, are you transgender too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had no clue.
Well, the one advantage when you start relatively young, then you don't have as much to offset in the way of testosterone and all that. So it's very helpful to do it when you're young.
You just reminded me I need to take my meds.
Take your meds. Well, Lucky, Lucky saying they did not give you a chance to understand them. Well, we're giving you a chance here. You can come in now and
clear the air.
Yeah, I'm going to put it here.
I've said my apology.
A chance now. Up here.
Come on in, Lucky. We would love to have you here.
To get understanding.
We're all sensitive, and sometimes you have to just bite the big one and say, okay, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've all... Debbie Lynn, I sent you an invite too.
Debbie Lynn was in my hangout, and I had this guy.
Oh, God, I feel bad about that.
I feel like we're on Oprah at the minute. You can have an invite, and you can have an invite.
Well, the only reason is I don't want the crazy troll stuff to start up, and people, I don't mind side chat, they're good, but when you get random people just coming in to join, and then they pass the link around to their... it's
we're
crazy.
Talking sort of intimately about subjects that are not for everybody.
Exactly. So I just thought I would just keep it focused. There are certain people, if I know you and you ask, that's fine. Come on and join. Hello, Mike.
Hey, hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
How's it going? So,
going to stay long because I got to leave in about 2 hours for work.
Well, that's fine. We just, you know, I know you've spent a lot of time with Amanda and you care about her a lot, so that's the only requirement to be here today.
I'm still listening. I'm just putting my hormone patch on. I won't be
Yeah,
a
no
minute.
problem. Put that patch on, girl. So put that thing on. So.
I'm gonna get me some coffee and go take a restroom break real quick.
Okay,
I'll be
that's
right
fine.
back.
That's fine.
Well, I don't know too much about this stuff. I've just been hearing pieces and everything like that. So I stayed on the sidelines last night and kind of watched pieces of it. Didn't quite understand how it went out. How you say it went out of control.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Somebody said we shouldn't be talking about it, but if we use fake names like John or Jane Doe, it would, everybody knows what the subject is. It would be kind of disingenuous to come on here and use a fake name, and you know, when we're trying to be helpful here. We all know who we're talking about. She has an open link to join. I'm involved because I'm very involved in trying to lay the groundwork for the fundraising and all that. As a matter of fact, RV Prepper Wayne and Jimmy and I were supposed to have a hangout, a private one tonight with Amanda to try to get things set up. So
Hi, Debbie.
Hey, how
yeah,
you
hi
doing?
Debbie.
How you
Hi,
doing?
Debbie Lynn.
You can imagine having feel like it blew up in our faces. Of course we care, and
Yeah.
I feel like people have been piling on me like crazy today and saying, see what a poor judge of character you are, and blah blah blah.
See,
To which I say we didn't raise it. No money's been lost. So
people are jumping in and they're not considering the fact that we know Amanda really well.
all right, thank you. I'm getting some support from sides, and I appreciate that.
They're being really good actually on the side.
Well, I think people just want to. People want to help. I really think that people want to help.
Somebody
and-
wants to know why you want to raise money for Amanda, and you know that's a good question.
Well, let's just say before, you know, as she did her hangouts and went on, you know, everybody can get to know her over time. Mike, you've spent a lot of time in her hangouts and things, and when you get to know somebody on a personal level, if you spent 30, 40 hours in hangouts, you really start to develop a bond with them, and things come out, and you feel like, whoa, okay, well, I've got some money, I could help out a little bit, and maybe some other people feel the same way. And she came out and talked many times about her living situation there in New Hampshire at the current time. So it was really, as Chris says, to get her out of her living situation up there. And I thought we were real close today. And you know, 2 hours and 40 minutes from now, we were supposed to have that hangout. RV Prepper Wayne was going to try to work for a travel trailer down in Florida, because he was going to suggest to her that you cannot do that in New Hampshire. You cannot live in a travel trailer. You're just going to be, you're going to have too many mechanical issues and freeze issues and all those kind of things going on up there. So we were, Wayne was going to talk to her tonight about, you know, you like Tampa. Wayne was going to set her up in Panama City and work to get a rig for her and work to get it set up. So I'm just giving you a little bit of the backstory of what was going to be coming here, but obviously now it's you know, it's not going to happen, at least in the foreseeable future. So that's why I was trying to do the fundraising. I mean, we have girls reach out. We got Debbie Lynn on the panel who's having Frances come up. Frances Magina's come up and live with her. And kudos to you, Debbie, for
She's coming up pretty soon, I guess. A few more days.
Yeah, and I guess if you're kind of a trans sister, you feel like sometimes you want to help some people, and
I feel so.
Yeah, and you know, I was very, very pleasantly surprised the day I heard that Frances was going to move in with Debbie Lynn, and we don't have to just stick on Amanda. This is general, just clearing the air about anything you guys want to talk about. But Debbie Lynn, you know, Francis does not live in a good place in West Jacksonville, Florida, down there.
Yeah.
And, you know, and Amanda went down and stayed with her 2 weeks over the winter, and you know, they even stole her lighter off of her on the bus and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was a terrible situation, and I didn't have any way to get Francis out of that situation. And
Sorry, can I just say, from what I can
Sure.
see, Lucky's still on the warpath with this. I don't know what to say from me personally, but I've said my bit. I've apologised. I don't know if he's still on about Amanda or I don't know.
Fine, but I just was saying I've just said, Lucky, I asked you to join. Why not speak your piece here? I mean, there's a lot of stuff being said on the side chat, but Debbie Lynn, it was awesome because I had no concept how to work with Francis out of that situation because she's not broke, she's not busted, but you know, it's tough. So you're kind of like me. If we see somebody in need, and why in the hell not? I mean,
yeah, definitely. I mean, I've always been that way, though. You know, I've
been kind of getting an ass blistering today for trying to at least plan to help Amanda out today. So I'm just trying to explain that a little bit today. So
well, you know. I mean, it's how your heart feels. You know, I mean, everybody's got a heart. I mean, whether they like it or not, they got a heart somewhere down deep inside. I mean, or they wouldn't have a life. You know. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you gotta give a helping hand. Sometimes I believe. But the person's also got to be willing to take steps too. I mean, it goes both ways.
Person's got to pull himself up. You can't just pull him up alone. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, you got to give and take. You know, and. So I mean, it's like a tug of war game, you know.
Well, Debbie, I'm really glad you're here right now because I don't want to get too personal with you, but you and I have shared a lot of stuff in the past. We've talked about, you know, the issues that you had with testosterone and things like that. And of course, Amanda is pre-hormone now. She's not on hormones, and sometimes I think. You know, because she has a cute look and stuff, people assume that she's on hormones.
And that's gonna affect her too.
Could you talk about that a little bit in your personal experience with that?
For one thing, when your testosterone, you know, when I got on testosterone, I didn't know what they was doing, and I just went in there and said I felt blah. That's all I said, and they come in there and said, well, you need testosterone. And they put me 2 vials in my arm and put me full of testosterone, and I felt like I was Superman. And by the time I knew it, by the time I was taking this every other week, it was like a rush. And then I felt like to destroy. I mean, I felt like I could whoop the world. You know.
Can I just say thank you to Lucky? He's just said that the video wasn't actually about me. I thought it was.
I've asked Lucky once again to please join us on the panel here. I won't ask again, but you know, there's no bad blood between us, and you know, here comes Francis. But tell, I mean, there's a difference, Debbie, between being on
with the testosterone running through you, it makes you do things and say things that you shouldn't be doing, and there's ways that you shouldn't be acting because it gives you rage. For one thing, so if the person's not on replacement therapy for estrogen, well, if they got the testosterone going through their body, well, they're going to get that rage just like a normal male would. Just like a normal male would. I mean, if the male is a male, we all know what the rage is all about now. You know, I mean, it's like the male and the female. You know. They're the prey. We're the prey. We're the predator. They're the prey. It's the same thing here, you know.
But I mean, I mean, and when she's still, the reason I asked you that is she's still dealing with all the testosterone.
Yeah.
On a daily basis, and you said you went down your block and the neighbors were afraid to even they'd lock the doors and stuff.
Yeah, the neighbors was petrified, you know. And so the thing about it is, I mean, the testosterone thing, it's not a good thing, especially if it's artificial.
Right.
Okay, because it's man-made. It does what it says it's going to do. Okay, and not only does it do it, it does it better because it's man-made. Okay, so when that gets in your system, even estradiol, same thing, it's going to do what it's supposed to do.
Well, let me ask you this though: once you started on the hormones and stuff, there's a difference between probably the way you. I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I feel so much different when I've been on estrogen and testosterone blockers.
Yeah, it calms you down. It calms you down.
Yeah.
Where a man would be enraged on testosterone, a woman would be more of a bitch. I'll be honest with you. They'll be more bitchy. Okay.
Right.
That's the difference. A man being enraged, you're like, hey, I'm gonna go up there and beat some ass. Well, a woman's like, oh, you know. So and everything what testosterone does, estrogen is gonna be the opposite. Okay.
Right.
Where a man rages and everything, a woman's gonna go boo-hoo.
Right.
Where a man's gonna be mad, the woman's gonna be more happy.
Yeah, and
maybe more emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for any, and this is not just specific for Amanda, but any girl that cross-dresses, it feels like she's transgender. It's very bitter a lot of times to look at girls that have done it or are doing it. Yeah. And it's a tough pill to swallow, Deb. I mean, the trans community is all new. Hello, Corey. The trans community is new to you, but you've been very open-minded to learn some things about it. But when you look at when you're on the outside looking in, and at the end of the day you go to bed male and you wake up male and maybe you dress part-time, it's a very bitter thing to see other girls living that life and stuff. So that moves my heart. That's why I thought if we could just get her moving forward.
Of course, and I think that's really wonderful of you to want to help her.
Yeah, hi Corey.
I don't blame you at all. Hi Corey.
It took me a while, but I got it.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to point. It's really a weird time to start a hangout.
Can I say one more thing too?
Sure, of course. Go ahead. It's open. Anybody can talk about anything on here. It doesn't have to be limited to Amanda. You can talk about whatever you want. Okay.
Well, I want to say one more thing on that subject. With a person who's got this disorder, I want to say disorder. This is almost, I mean, being transgender is almost like a disorder. Okay, I'm gonna say it myself. This is the way I feel about it. It's like retardation or Down syndrome. You can't fix that, and you can't fix this. It goes through the hormone. Okay, so that's what's they say you're born with it. Yeah, you're definitely born with it. I mean, and I can show you in all sorts of ways, scientifically, Bible ways, or whatever you want to do it. I can show it in every kind of way there is. The thing about it is, you know, people don't understand about the whole ordeal about this stuff. But when you're thinking about this stuff all the time, it's like you're going you don't want this to happen to you. Okay, so you go in and out. It's like you go around the block, and then all of a sudden you come back to that same driveway. That's what happens with this transgender stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, now with Amanda, I'm going to say. Now, she goes through the same thing as me, Rosie, Jen, whoever. You know, we've all got the same story, pretty much. But they're all different. That's the crazy thing.
Well, I can tell you one thing. When I was young, I was extremely aggressive, and I always had a tendency to kick in doors and stuff. And go after people.
Okay, but let me ask you.
I even kicked in my dad's front door when I was young.
Okay.
That was your testosterone working overtime.
Can you imagine that sweet girly girl Jen kicking in the doors and things like that out there?
But see, we all come to a point to where we come out to where we're transgendered.
And that's all gone now. That's all gone.
And the thing about with Amanda, what I believe you know, myself, my opinion, you know, it comes and goes and stuff, and it bothers her.
Oh, I know. That's why I wanted. That's why I wanted you to, because you're the closest to having started hormones and not having been on them before.
Yeah, and so
You
it
can tell
bothers.
there's a big mental difference between, and I
Yeah,
think if she can get to that place, but you got to stop drinking first, right?
and yeah, you've got to. But you know what? There could be a reason why she is doing that, drinking. It could be because of this.
Right.
So
It is.
you got to look at different ways here. You know, there's so many different ways to look at it, and you know, some people don't think, and I ain't trying to say nothing bad. I'm just saying some people don't think before they speak either.
Right.
And some things are meant to be said, not to be said, and sometimes feelings get hurt for no reason. And I think that's when everybody needs to just really sit down and say, hey, listen, you know, just stop it all and all that stuff, you know. And but where she's all screwed up right now with the transgender stuff, and she is, I think she does need help, you know, with it. Maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But that's not for me to decide. You know,
Right.
I can't really say.
Well, I just thought from your own experience that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and the rages like you saw last night, which is also fueled by alcohol and stuff like that. And I mean, Corey, you were here.
It is.
All that
It would be. It would be.
was going on last night. I mean, it was.
Well, you know, I'm listening a little bit in between trying to get on here, and I just want to say, first off, that I love all of y'all. And I want to say that I'm hearing a lot of folks making excuses for her, trying their best to keep the image they have of her, because this is a dirty, mean side of her that everyone saw. And everyone wants to hold on to the sweet Amanda, the soft-spoken, and I can understand that.
Well,
that's human. Everyone's making, wait a minute, everyone's making excuses for her, and that's understandable. I've yet to hear her explain herself. Everyone needs to shut down and make her explain herself.
Well, just as an aside to that, there is an open invite with her that has been sent to her, so she's welcome to join.
Yeah.
This is not exclusively about her, but just in light of what happened last night and drinking and other things. Like, I've stopped drinking on HangOut. I'm not drinking on Hangouts anymore. I'm just gonna have the bottled water. I mean, it was a message to me too, to slack back and take it easy a little bit. But it was everybody's glad you're here, Corey. I mean, you're a keen observer of people, and you know, I want this to come off the right way. A lot of people think because you live in North Carolina that, you know, you don't know what the hell's going on in the world, but it couldn't be further from the truth. You read a hell of a lot.
I'm not from here.
No, I'm just saying that you read a hell of a lot, you understand people a lot, you care a lot, and you're highly intelligent, and I see you sitting back a lot of times. You don't say a hell of a lot sometimes, but you're thinking about stuff, and you're analyzing things. So I'm just here to give the best help that I can, because as I mentioned before, in the interest of full disclosure, Jimmy, RB Prepper, Wayne, myself, and Amanda and I were going to hang out in 2.5 hours and get things off the ground, and then, you know, it just kind of exploded last night to the point where my phone was going off with 100 people. You know, I'm not going to donate a thing. You know, this is an insult to us, which of course it is. So I just wanted to disclose that. I didn't know if you were aware of that. So okay.
Yeah.
I think what would be a good idea is, I mean, if who was all in that room would actually get back to a private chat with no drinking involved and really be able to be calm and just talk it out. That's what I think. You know, it's better to have friends than none. You know, and that's the way I kind of look at it too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't care who it is. That's just me. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I can say that I've never sat in the side chat for more than maybe half an hour ever.
Right.
I did not leave. The moment that Outdoor Dad Corey got the boot, and then that whole debacle came about, and then when that was over, she said, well, this is kind of a bad hangout. I'm going to just trash this one. Let's start over. And I thought, well, that's a good idea. It was just minutes.
What time was
minutes,
that?
Maybe. That was, ooh, wait a minute, 11. Hold on, I can tell you, like 11:10, because I was texting with him. Like, dude, you just got booted. She just booted you out. And he was like, why? I was like, I don't know. And anyway, so it was around 10 minutes after 11 when that happened, and I stayed. I just stayed when she started the hangout, and I thought, well, okay, this will be fresh and new. That's a good idea. She's smart for that, you know. And then it completely went off the tracks, was going down a snow slope into an embankment of flames within minutes, because everyone was comparing their cameras, and then it was, Lucky, fuck you, because I'm never going to get anything out of you anyway. Her literal words. You're never going to give me anything anyway, so carry your fat ass. Everything was about money. And being in the side chat, she was reading off to them in the room. Corey, your buddy over there, is saying, talking about me, he's saying that horrible things. Oh, I need to just go kill myself. I never said that. No one ever said that.
No, I know.
She was steadily reading. She was reading stuff off and claiming it was being said, and nobody was saying it.
Yeah, because I noticed, Corey, that there was a lot of stuff that she was saying
that was not being said.
Exactly, there was nothing there, because everyone that was there was trying to support her.
And she was making stuff up, and I made the comment. I said, you know what? I said, she's going to win over everybody in the room, but everybody in this side chat knows she is lying through her teeth. She was steadily making stuff up and blaming it on us, and nobody was saying any of it. So everyone in the side chat is not going to have the same heartfelt forgiveness that you guys will that are in the room, because we know she was lying straight. So I'm good without that business, truly.
Yeah. I mean, I personally, I wasn't even going to come on, but I just thought, I'll see if I can do anything to support her, do you know what I mean? And, like, as a friend would. And then the next thing I know, I'm being mobbed by Elvis, trying to go on about Slim, and I'm just like, fuck's sake, leave me alone.
Hey, Lucky.
Hey, Lucky.
Oh, God. So then it just went from there, and then I just had enough at the end of it all.
Let Lucky get situated a bit, but I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, Lucky.
Lucky, I want to kind of keep it positive. But the reason Nicole joined, too, is Nicole has fought addiction and come back and won and started her life in a really good way. And I thought she might be able to offer some advice to Amanda that just in a general sense, we're not here to roast somebody here today. We're here because we care, and we like her. We've enjoyed her hangouts tremendously when she's had them. And in the spirit of trying to be supportive to her, that's why we're here. Zeus has been on a ton of hangouts with her and stuff. So, yeah.
I just hate to see you guys make a choice with her and not know what was actually going on with the thing she was claiming that just was not true. You know, and no one's roasting her. This is just an actual fact of what happened. There's no roasting involved. I'm not saying anything that's not accurate. It's quite accurate.
Well, I hate that it happened myself. I mean, I love them all, you know. I really hate to see that them all.
I want to get help. I want to see her get help. I do. Of course, I don't want to see anybody go through what she's going through. Yeah, my parents were alcoholics. I don't want to see anybody go through that.
Yeah, my grandmother was too. It was tough to grow up and see that. But,
it's very hard.
I think Lucky wants to come in. If anybody feels like, I know, Mike, you said you were going on to work. If you want to surrender your seat, that would be great.
That's fine, Wilson.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks, Mike. You're a
Good seeing you, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, Mike.
Bye-bye.
I just came on to say hi. I'm very tired, and I don't know anything about what happened. I went. So I don't even know what you're talking about. I heard Amanda had a blowout, and that's about all I know. So I don't
Well,
know.
she drank a lot of beer last night.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Phrases and stuff got very ugly, and a lot of words were said, and it got to the point where suicide was threatened, and there were a lot of issues. So, just thought I'd have a chance to kind of clear it today, because obviously, with trying to, I don't want to say sponsor her, but trying to help her get her life together, things kind of blew up today on my phone with a lot of people that were going to help him now said, there's no way in God's green earth that I'm going to help out. But we're here to reach out and help now, not to berate her or you know.
Right. Well, I'm so tired I can hardly stay awake. I got a phone call an hour ago from my sister, just clear out of the blue, and I'm just really tired. I cooked some supper, and I just want to go lay down and sleep. But I saw that you started this chooch, and you invited me, so I just decided to come over here. Then my computer locked up, and I had to dump it, turn it all back on, and come back. But I'm just too tired to communicate.
Okay, well, why don't you go rest up?
Yeah, I'm just going to bow out and
Okay.
find out what happened, and I'm just too tired right now.
Have a good sleep, Francis. I'm sure you'll be able to catch up.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll be up later tonight, probably around midnight in 5 hours or so.
Go get a big sleep tonight. No worries.
Okay.
Get your beauty rest.
Hi, Lucky.
No, I'm so
Hi,
tired.
Lucky.
I had a good night's rest last night.
Lucky, let me say
goodbye.
Okay,
Bye,
goodbye,
Francis.
Francis.
Bye, Francis.
Okay, thank you, Corey.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later,
Appreciate
Francis.
you coming in.
Okay, Corey.
A lot.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Talk to you later, Francis.
Bye, Corey.
Yeah, Lucky, I hope I didn't push too hard. I wanted you to be in here. You know, in the events of last night and stuff that, you know, we do like you. We do care about Amanda. We want to try to we're not here to roast anybody or make her feel she has an open invite to be here too, but just to maybe strategize and brainstorm a little bit about stuff that we could do to help her. And from what I'm hearing from people, David's been down the road, some other, you got to hit rock bottom. Okay.
Well, and I get all my computers fixed up. That way I can read the side chat as well as I read the other part. But anyway, last night, before the second hangout started, I told her, point blank, I said, you let Slim, David, and a couple of them get in charge of it, it's going to go downhill. She didn't listen. Well, Slim got in charge of it. Everybody chimed in on it, and she followed right along with it. For one reason or another, I have no idea.
May I say something?
Go ahead, and I'll finish later. I got plenty of damn time.
I just want to speak in. I mean, you're judging me as...
Let me turn it up a little bit, so I damn sure don't want to miss nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me know when you're
Let's
ready.
keep it in a positive way.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, no fighting.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you are judging me from that. Everybody does horseplay and everything else. You're judging me because time to time I cut up on these channels. Yes, I admit that. But when it's a serious time, I check myself. I'm human, just like you are and anybody else. I don't mean no harm. I mean no disrespect to nobody. And I don't know what you got against me.
I have nothing against you. Now, it's my turn to talk?
Go ahead.
Just like I said, anybody in the right mind can see that girl's vulnerability. I mean, I don't live that lifestyle. I was trying to understand. A lot of people took what I put up wrong. But I can see where they're coming from. But the point about it is, a lot of people like to see a train wreck. I'm afraid if you've ever looked past the makeup of Amanda, her health is not good. And if you'd have followed her like a friend, you find out she's got a lot of health problems, underlying health problems with her own body. Mike knows it. I know it. Amanda knows it. I believe she might have got cirrhosis of the liver from drinking so much. You look from past her makeup, she's got a yellow jaundice to her. She complains of her liver hurting all the time.
But when
Go ahead.
Let him just finish. Let him just finish his say, David. You'll get your chance here. Believe me. There's nobody gets bounced out of here. So.
She was warned that I told her I'd start over because of people that's going to get it and run with it, and they did. By that time, it was too late. It was out of control.
Yeah.
And it was not helping her. Was not helping the situation. And 3 people thought it was funny. I don't think life is all that damn funny. If you put yourself in their shoes, I still don't understand. And anymore, I don't know where I don't want to anymore. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'll deal with that later. But the point about it is, if you can see somebody, having trouble or difficulties in their lives, you end up being like a puppet master or whatever. You'll say underlining things, and they really hurt. A puppet is what you was using her as, and
Negative.
Who was using?
Never mind. I'm done.
No, look it.
Come on, Lucky.
Lucky,
Please explain.
Please don't. Please.
Why are you done when someone? I just was.
I've never asked you for anything before.
No, it ain't the word of asking anything. But the point about it is, she did really screw up. I mean,
I know
that's
that.
a given. But people didn't care about the person. They just played the situation.
Well, we're here today because we care.
Now that's your opinion, just like I have an opinion.
Go back and play it.
I understand that, but you're judgmental and you're taking me as a total asshole. I can be a total asshole. Hold on, I let you speak and I didn't say a word. But you're judging me because of past history of being on the channel playing around. When it's something serious, you was driving it in her head so hard that it ended up snapping a person. Sometimes you got to back off. You can't keep driving that same issue constant, because sooner or later they're going to snap on you. And that's what just happened. Go ahead.
Oh, don't worry about it. I have backed off. You have no idea.
And you're judging me like I wasn't going to help her. You don't even know me, Kat. You don't know me from Adam.
And I don't want to know you.
David, I know we don't really know each other in real life.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Did somebody say something? Anyway, Nicole reached out to you, Lucky, and I thought that was a positive thing, and I appreciated her for doing that and coming on today. I also believe that you've been around a long time. I totally respect your age and your wisdom, and I think that deserves respect, and so I do appreciate you coming on here. But we're here because we do care today, Lucky. We were supposed to have that meeting tonight. RV, Prepper, Wayne, Jimmy, myself, and Amanda, to get things underway, to get things squared away and put a good plan in front of her. I mean, our hearts were definitely in the right place. What game was played was probably because of the drinking and honestly, she's egged some people on, like Elvis and some other people, to come on and play the fool and some other things on here. And I think that was just alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's hard to blame everything on alcohol.
Yeah.
I agree.
It
The
really
underlying factor is that she can't be who she wants to be, and that's what alcohol, I think she tries to use as a Band-Aid to cover up.
Like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Well, I care about everybody on this panel. You can take it as a grain of salt. I mean, even though you don't like me, Lucky, you're still a human being.
I don't know you, so
Let me
I
speak,
cannot
let me
make a
speak.
judgment of like
Well,
or
you have.
dislike.
You have. And you
No, I
kind of
haven't.
hurt. Yes, you have. You kind of hurt
Go
my
ahead.
feelings. I mean, I'm human just like you are. And I don't judge you. I don't know you. You seem to be a good guy, but you're judging everybody by past stuff, and you got to stop that.
I appreciate you saying that because he is a good guy. He's well respected in the community here. Sometimes, and I mean this with the utmost respect, Lucky, there's so much verbiage flying back and so much stuff being processed on the side and type. I wonder if sometimes things just get a little overwhelming to process. I could be wrong over there. A couple of times you were trying to communicate with me last night, and I know you're using the speech-to-text way to do that, but I was clueless about kind of what you were saying last night, honestly. So.
Hey, I just want to jump in. Sorry, I have to go because I need to get the dog to sleep and
Okay.
that. So, thank you for letting me come in. Like I said, this will be my last hangout. So, have fun, everyone.
Thank you, Nicole, for coming in.
Bye, Nicole.
Bye, Nicole.
Never say never.
Well, you know me.
You'll be back.
You'll be back.
And
Always leave
Nicole,
the
thank
doors
you
open.
again. Nicole was here precisely because she's come back from addictive behavior to be successful today. And I really wanted her to just say maybe what worked with her, or what was rock bottom for her, and how it helped her. So, or what was done. So I appreciate you coming on, Nicole.
Thank you for speaking your truth also.
It's too bad we don't know anybody in like her area that is either into AA or a transgender few girls there that could come and bring her to a meeting and just be friends with her. That's what she needs.
You gotta want to do it though. You can't drag somebody into AA.
No, I know, but she wants to change. She knows she wants to change. She's not happy. Sitting 8 hours a day. How happy are you?
Yeah, 8 and sometimes 12, 16 hours on back-to-back hangouts and stuff.
And then just drinking beer, no food,
But it's a disease. Addiction's a disease. I mean, nobody that shoots heroin loves to do it. They can't stop. They can't stop.
Well, then you got to check yourself into a rehabilitation if that's a possibility.
Well, she's already been there 3 times.
Oh.
It's not as easy as everyone thinks it is.
No, it's not.
Do you have any personal experience or know anybody that's fought that battle, Mel, that can shed some light or would maybe help them to turn a corner or something? So.
My ex, my oldest son, his father is methamphetamine head. That's why I had to leave him. She was willing to, he doesn't have a relationship with his son because methamphetamines are more important than his child, and he did 4 years in prison, got cleaned up, said he was going to do the right thing, had all the good intentions, but went right back to it. So it's when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and it's such a cliche to say it, that's when change, I believe.
Well, I didn't mean to pull that scab off on that.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm an open book. I don't mind talking about my life. That's why I'm doing.
Well, can I ask you a personal question, Mel? Has he hit rock bottom yet, or is it still the descent and still going down?
He is 38 years old and still.
Okay.
I haven't let him see his son just because of the fact of what he's doing. He's been arrested for making the stuff. He hasn't seen his son, he hasn't seen Hayden since 2010, so 5 years. And I told him, you can't see him until you get yourself together. I don't want my son around that. It's not a joke to me. I don't think it's funny. It's not cool. So.
I'm sure you tried some things, some interventions of your own.
Oh, yeah.
At what point do you give up?
Everything. I mean, Yeah, they'll go in and say, oh, yeah, I'll get my stuff together. And then a week later, they're out again doing the same thing. I mean, they have to really want to do it. And it's not easy. It's hard. I think for any drug, for alcohol, whatever.
So, go ahead, Jen.
Willpower. Willpower is the key to the whole thing. Because I've had neighbors in Missouri that were in prison, out of prison for methamphetamine, for alcohol, this and that, and they come out of prison, they were cleaned up, and 1 week later they would fall right back into the circle because they would hook up with their old friends and stuff.
And you think a child would be a motivation
And
stuff together, and even that isn't your addiction. That's all.
And here with Amanda now, she has a huge incentive to clean up her act because that would open up the door to transition.
Yeah.
It is a huge incentive. And I gotta admit, I once was an alcoholic. In my mid-20s, I cleaned up my act. I was drinking round the clock. I couldn't even get drunk anymore because I was drinking. We were drinking beer at work. We were drinking beer all the time. Drinking beer here, drinking beer there, social drinking in Germany. Everywhere you go, drinking beer here, drinking beer there. 3-4 hours of sleep at night, and then you go work and drink. And one day, you know, after doing that for years, one day I didn't have my beer. My hands were going like this. And I realized, well, I gotta do something.
You have withdrawals so bad that it can kill you from alcohol.
Right. And I decided that day, that's it. And I told all my friends, no more alcohol in my house. No more smoking in my house. And I just cleaned up. I mean, I had that willpower to just say stop.
It's no different than like cigarettes.
No, not everybody has that willpower like I do.
Some people's got the willpower and some people don't.
But even if you don't have that willpower, then you get support. And you will build that support around you to strengthen that. And with that, and get that willpower strengthened, and you will do it.
You know what they say? They say fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
90%.
And here's the thing.
Willpower.
And here's the thing. I don't know if any of you have seen this, but Shia LaBeouf made the most impressive motivational speech that is called Just Do It. And it was just 1.5 minutes long, and he was flexing his muscles going, do it, just do it. When you're tired of starting over and over again and quit giving up, just do it. Make your dreams come true. Do it.
That's what I'm doing. You're right.
And that's the main recipe. Have willpower, get some support, and do it. Just do it.
But if you don't have that support, but you have the will, they kind of marry each other. You got to have both of them.
Well, you've got Irene, Janice, and several others have sent links, phone numbers, all kinds of addresses to Amanda. I mean, all kinds of, they even scan it in and email it to her. All the resources.
Jen, there was 3 people on there last night. 3 men that did not care a damn about her. Then after they left, and I stayed on there till she went off the air. I talked to Mike and everybody else off air. There was a woman that stayed with her. I forget her name, but she was not helping her either.
Dory Lynn.
Well, it's not a spectacle. Like, people have committed suicide on YouTube, and
no, that ain't what I'm talking about. Period. I'm talking about a person that was just as bad for her as anybody else. She said, fuck them, blah, 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 on and on and on. Never did try to get a handle on it, this, that, and the other. As she sobered up, as I watched the whole thing for another, I've been awake for 16 hours watching both of them, just as tired as she was. The other lady wasn't a drink. She didn't drink or anything else. So I can say, well, like, you can't blame that on alcohol, as she usually she was. But she wasn't helping this person with alcoholism. So what I figured out, you know, she said, hell, whatever, blah, blah, get the ratings up, blah, blah, blah. And they made a big joke out of it. Well, you know, if I'm to the point, if you want ratings, hell, there's a lot of damn things you can do to get ratings.
That's not one of them.
Well, she said she was hammered too, and we obviously knew that. She drink 30 beers or 28 beers or something.
Well, I've been drunk and woke up one time. I'm gonna tell you, I started off from Oklahoma City to come home. I passed my turnoff. I ain't gonna tell you the road, but I passed the turnoff. Ended up outside of Kansas City, Kansas, about 4 or 5 blocks from a filling station.
Wow.
I mean, I drank that much.
And you were driving, right?
Yeah, and driving and drunk, and been drunk for months, and it was a normal thing for me. And I woke up outside of Kansas City, Kansas. My car wouldn't start. I walked up 3 or 4 blocks to the filling station guy, come back down there and see what was wrong with my car. He turns it over, and he, of course, he looks at the dash and stuff, of which I was, with a bit such a hangover, wasn't paying much attention. And the only thing that was wrong with my car, it ran out of gas. I'd ended up in damn Canada if the son of a bitch would have had 100 gallons in it. You see what I'm saying? That's what drunk people do.
That's awful.
You know,
Now here's
I was numb and everything else. I had spells where I drove home or whatever, and I didn't even know how to get there, how I got there, or anything else. Remember driving. Then I woke up and I said, it's time to quit.
Yeah, how did you change? What'd you do? What was the first thing you did?
The first thing I did is I didn't drink anything that had alcohol in it.
You just stopped, cold turkey.
And the same way I did with cigarettes. I quit smoking.
I did that with cigarettes.
But you can do it if you want to, if you got the willpower. Some people do not have the willpower, and the people that do not have the willpower, it's so easy to people to fall in place and start using them for giggles, laughs, or poor advice.
Yeah.
And they already have a tendency not to listen to good advice because they've heard this over and over and over again. But that's why 90% of them end up killing themselves, damaging their liver, and they die. It's sad, but it's true. I've lost a brother. I've lost a sister. I've lost a couple of uncles. I know what alcoholism is. I sat there with my brother when he was gasping for his last breath in Logan County Hospital, you know, from alcoholism. It ain't funny. Death is not a funny thing.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of us are laughing about it, but the other side of the coin is, you like to say, luckily the coin has 2 sides to it.
It sure does.
We're here to help today. We're not saying that she's going to succeed, but what kind of friends would we be if we didn't try to have a hangout and brainstorm some ideas and use some people on the side and talk to Nicole, who's been down that path, and Mel, whose ex was, you know, and still is on the mat, just to get some ideas of what are the symptoms of it? Is she hitting bottom? What's the best advice we could give her? Stuff like this.
I'm going to tell you something. Now listen to me. It's just like narcotics or anything else. If you look at statistics, women, excuse me, I didn't mean to cough. It's harder, and I've had professional people, medical doctors, psychologists, and everybody else tell me this. Because this went on when I was still working. And it's easier for them not to clean their act up because they can trade themselves, sounds sad, but it's true, for their addiction. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Finance their addiction.
Yes.
Okay.
And I just want to say, just to interject 1 second, like I got some people on the side saying, don't give up on the man. I have no intention of giving up on Amanda. Okay, I just want to be perfectly clear that she knows.
What's wrong with you? Debbie was grinning and laughing. I don't know what she was reading.
Oh, I think she's doing. Somebody's giving her a shout out on the
Yeah,
side. That's all.
somebody on the side. Like
And she's got her fans out there. And,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fine, but you know, she
Yeah.
knows I'm still. I mean, I've been slapped down a couple times by her in Hangouts pretty brutally, but she knows I keep bouncing up because I do care.
Also, I would like to address something. When Amanda does come and talk to us, she needs to make sure that she tells us the truth. I mean, I watched the Hangouts this morning at 4, and I watched for hours. I laid then in bed and watched on the tablet some more of the other Hangout. She talked about how she supposedly contacted the Mac people there at the mall, and they got her a job in Tampa, Florida at Mac for makeup. She was telling Dory Lynn all about that. She said that she pulled that all out of nowhere.
Well, the last time she went to Florida, she even said it on the air. She went down there with Francis and started hooking, and she couldn't get nobody on the side of town Francis was living on, because poor Francis probably living in a lower class neighborhood, and so she told that whole story. I'm telling you right now, and I really don't know what to think, I really don't know how to word it, but the damage that she done to everyone, and like I said, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where she was going with this, and the people that was helping her, that she was listening to, just helped her dig a bigger hole.
The problem is not the trust. There's a big trust issue. Because a lot of things don't make sense.
Well, she told me on the Hangout last night as I was listening, and wasn't really directed to me. She was talking that Dory Lynn girl. That they didn't want. She wanted the money, but she didn't want no restrictions. Everybody gives her restrictions. She just wants the money, and then she do what she wants to do with it.
Doesn't work that way.
No, that's what she wants. And, that's she kept saying it over and over and over. Why should I have any restrictions on it? Blah 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 blah. And I'm saying, well, I didn't. To my mind, I didn't. I mean, I'd already left. I wouldn't about. You know, I'd already got upset and everything else. I wouldn't going to say something dirty or whatever, because I didn't think that would really help, and I'd already got irritated that I'd probably typed some shit I probably shouldn't, and my speller wasn't working right and everything else, so hell, I really don't know what I said. But I did listen then. I just listened the rest of the deal, and that's what she wants. She wants the people to give her 10 grand and to do what she wants to with it, and it's really none of their fucking business what she does with it after they give it to her anyways. What she said.
I think she's not honest with us.
Yeah.
Because she comes up with these stories out of the blue that make no sense. Because I watched when she was with Dory Lynn, basically left towards the end of the Hangout, and she all of a sudden said, well, I've talked to these people here at MAC, and they got me a job working for MAC in Tampa, Florida.
You can't just get a job at MAC.
You can't just get a job. She never filled out an application or nothing. She never had a job interview.
But they make you do hands-on. I've been to MAC. You have to go sit down and actually make up a person, not just an interview. You have to go. They have to physically see your work.
So with just a little bit of intelligence, we already know that
I don't want to extrapolate too much out of that one situation, because you know, she did spare a lot of stuff in public. It's already out there. I mean, it's not any but just individual things.
I've been on her Hangouts since she started her Hangouts. Me and Mike, we were the first ones. And I could tell you some horror things that she's setting up through the internet that it's really illegal. You know what I'm saying? And,
the question is now, how can we help her without...
Well, that's what we're talking about today.
Without getting harmed.
I think she needs to show. She needs to show some kind of initiative.
She's not going
A
to.
video showing that she's at an AA meeting, showing that she's not drinking. It's everyone can talk a good game. It's actually doing something about it is a whole other story.
I agree with that.
Just like I typed in the deal, she has brought back the faults, and which is sad because we're all human. My God, is this what these people are all about? Corey read an article once upon a time. She said that the gender and I never some of them don't like T-girls or just for it. And I hate to say them girls or them guys or wannabe girls or whatever. I really don't. I'm going to use these people. It sounds better, and that way people is meaning human beings. She read that article, and she said that 90% of them, that's what they do. They set up a good front, blah, 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 get their money, get the hell out on their YouTube channels, and away they go. Now, this come out on national news. It was an article or something Corey was reading to me. And I said, well, okay, I can see needing help, this, that, and the other. So, but my theory of it behind it is, okay, the way she put it, and Amanda went along with it, that that's what we do. You know, get everybody's sympathy, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 and get behind it. Because, I mean, there's a lot of dopes like me out there in the world that'll help people when they have to be helped and whatever. And see, money just comes and money goes. Money never was the root of my life to begin with. But I'm not going to be played emotionally. See, that hurts worse than the money. And like I said, when she said that, I started looking about all this stuff. And hopefully it wasn't true. That that's what they're out there for. They get their money, grab their money, and get the hell out once they get everything they want. And basically that's what she said. Dory Lynn, that other woman, was sort of helping her out with stuff, and you know, so on and so forth. I'm not going to be that stupid to write her a check and say, here, go buy another 30-pack. I'm not going to contribute to her death. I can't do nothing about her killing herself, alcoholic, or committing suicide.
Well, I mean, I went 100 in the last 16 hours. I've gone 180 degrees with, you know, this evening, less than 2 hours from now. Jimmy Rance, RV Prepper Wayne, Amanda, and myself were supposed to have a private hangout to discuss, you know, how we could get this thing underway. And Wayne was willing on the Florida side to work the RV issues and the park issues and the travel trailers, and to try to convince her that you can't live in a travel trailer in New Hampshire in the wintertime and expect not to have damage done to your rig. And you know, Jimmy and I were going to talk about the proper way to do the finance. We're not. It was never my intention to just try to raise money and just stick it in her hands and say, hey, good luck, and keep us posted and write us a letter once in a while. How are you doing? It was going to be very defined stuff that people would be trying to help.
She says she does not want that. She wants you to just give her the money and go on about your fucking business. That's what she said.
Well, then that'll never happen. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, it's sad, and it's you know, as a human being thinking about another human being, hell, I don't know. It's sad. It's plumb sad.
Debbie, you were going to say something? Debbie Lynn?
I was going to go ahead and just let y'all have your discussion. But I love y'all. I love y'all, and there's no hard feelings with it.
Oh, no.
So I just wanted y'all to know that.
Love you, Debbie.
Bye, Dad.
You're all like me. You're all right. So, love y'all.
I have, I think her name's Sun Dwellers coming into, she's usually, guys probably never been with her before. We've been on she's popped into another few hangouts before, and she's very sensible, and I think she's a nurse and RN, and
well, I'm gonna just throw in something here in regards to the whole transgender community. there are always bad eggs everywhere.
Yeah.
Any kind of community, there's always bad eggs. And you can't judge an entire community
by one person
upon just a few bad eggs. The majority of the transgender people really just want to be their true selves. I have, over the last 7 years, met and seen a lot of trans people, and I can say about 98% of them were honest, sincere people, and I can say about 2% of them were people that were here on YouTube that were actually out after people's money, but that was like a 2% max 2%.
But you were able to tell that, though, right?
Right, because as soon as they had their donations and this and that, they closed their channel and they were gone.
Jen, do you remember the Ferguson deal where they was some black people were terrorizing and tearing up the town?
Yeah.
Because of the injustice, which was true and correct. Yeah, they were being singled out, and the injustice was true. All right, people got behind them until they started breaking into stores, running out of there with TVs, even toilet paper, blah, blah, blah. Then it became excuse to thieve, to steal. You see what I'm saying?
But
and
then those were out of towners.
People use the whole
scenario. There was a lot of teenagers doing that.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to finish the story. The whole scenario, when they've seen them running out, stealing and robbing and burning cop cars and tearing up stuff, the issue went, who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If there's going to be a thief and a hoodlum or whatever, we can't help you. Your issue went out the window. Gandhi said the best change is peaceful, quiet. Anyway, he meant standing alone for your morals and the community, being quiet about it, and the world will see the injustice. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the world has a tendency to catch the few flamboyant ones, and then they make up their minds. It doesn't, because really it ain't going to matter to them one way or the other. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Because they can say, oh, hell, I don't want nothing to do with that shit. It's, out of control, to fuck them, and the rest of them to go right along with them. Because, they're not going to even try to give them a chance. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then people that do give them a chance, this, that, and the other, they see the same thing as Ferguson. What the hell did I do? Stick my damn head in a damn bee's nest? I don't need this shit in my old age.
Yeah.
And then they're already blaming the world for their condition, because the way they were treated, the way they were raped, or this, that, and the other. Life is screwed up, and life is crueler than hell. But not everybody out there was trying to be your John or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that, if they'll go back, this is on the air right now. There are people like me or whatever that has no idea about any of that other stuff. They're going to watch it for curiosity's sake. She's going to get 100, 200, maybe 6,000 people to watch this thing.
Right.
But it's not going to be good publicity. They're going to say one thing. If they know one going down the street, they're going to tell everybody, you better watch that crazy son of a bitch down there. Here, I'll show you this video about him. You see what I'm saying? That's what I meant. Rosie, there's a two-edged sword on any goddamn knife. You see what I'm saying? And it's sad.
I hear you.
It's sad. I tried to quieten it down. I even told the damn people online, you're not helping, or you're playing games. That's why that David man run away. I don't know that man. Don't give a damn to know that man. I'm responsible for my actions, and that man was responsible for his. When they play that back, they're going to say 3 people, men, took it and run with it. And then later on, there was one woman to tell them, fuck them, let them give you the money, and then tell them, fuck you. You see what I'm saying?
Well.
Okay? That's helping this person. You could pile that house where she's living completely around the block with money. if she doesn't start right now controlling that alcoholism, she'll be dead before I am. And that's sad. She's young. I'm old. You know. So I don't know how to help her.
I'm thinking about what you're saying. I'm taking it all in, but I'm here today to try to recover a little bit of dignity for the trans community, Lucky, also, because we cannot all be, you know, kind of hit with the same brush and everything on some of the stuff that transpired last night. I mean, my heart was in the right place coming into this whole deal, and you know, I'm very sad that it went south, but there's still some very good, excellent people within our community. Now, I agree, some people that are going to be out there and seeing if that thing ever sees the light of day. There will be some people out there that are going to be very shocked, you know, when they see that.
But fortunately, those hangouts have been deleted.
Well, they might be privated. You don't know. I'm just saying that, you know.
But I mean, I see Lucky's point. You know, these cases shine like a bright diamond out. The flamboyant, as you call them, they really stick out of the crowd. And when people see that, then they
think of the bad.
Think as a they generalize that that's an automatic thing that.
Well, it's just like I was telling Rosie last night. Most people, the first transgender person they have ever met was when Rosie came on the RV hangout.
Yeah.
First person. She's the first person I ever met. First person I ever seen. And there for an hour, I didn't even know she was transgender, so I started reading the side stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay. And I said, okay. I thought, well, not be vulgar, but in my mind, I said, well, she's got tits. She's a woman. You know. Then they explained or whatever. My daughter even explained. But I knew, okay, they want to be women, and they're working on it. So I thought, well, anybody trying to improve themselves, this, that, and the other is worth listening to.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, after all this stuff, it's just like Dory did. He shot himself in the foot.
Dory Lynn? You mean?
Drory.
Drory.
He shot himself in the foot. He hasn't even got hang-ups going on anymore. The last one or two he did, he attracted, you know, not really hangout people. You know what I'm saying? Same way with Elvis. He might put up a good front. You know, he knows more about Amanda than he's letting on, because Amanda has told me things. And I'm not going to go into that because I don't get the girl in trouble. And she's told me a lot of things, what she's doing.
I know things too, but, you know, I keep a confidence and all that.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I agree with you. That wouldn't help anybody or the other men either that's messing up.
Right.
You know, but what I'm saying is, at that point right there, people are making this assumption. Yeah, it's great to try to get. The only reason I come back on here, I wanted to apologize to Nicole. I used 3 or 4 words of her phrase. She thought it was about her, had nothing to do with her. Of course, she gave me.
Apologized to you.
She gave me a little shitty note, but I didn't even bother that. It didn't worry me. It didn't upset me. You know, she'll be fine. I'll be fine. But the point about it is, it's just like that deal on the Ferguson deal. The world is watching everything right now. That girl that's in the paper that's trying to transition. Just
Caitlin.
Yeah. And then the RV community says, "Oh, I know these. I'm watching them." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't, as a human being, we don't have to accept everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, and I don't expect everybody to accept
Interesting how the communities are blending together for some odd, strange reason, you know? Like, truly, I mean, I come in to learn about RVing, and I come out with wonderful friends from every angle of the, country. And
But you know, when you have
and the weird thing for me too, Deb, is I came in to learn about RVs, and I never imagined.
We're learning each other's thing.
Hi, Irene.
Hi, Irene.
Even Irene gave up last night.
Well, I thank you, Irene, for being on. I'm only running this because my phone was going off like nuts all day today, and I left work early because I felt I was compromising patient safety by working this afternoon for lack of sleep and stuff. And I thought I would just try to clear the air and just reach out and say we're here to help. We're not. Well, I am anyway. Some people, I don't blame you for being burned out on some of this stuff.
I don't know how you can help somebody so far away.
Well, I guess that's the power of the internet sometimes, Dad.
I wish there was someone near her that could.
Well, that's what we were working on, Deb.
I'll give you a phone number.
Some people in the side chat said Amanda never mentioned Florida. Well, she mentioned that she liked Tampa and around there, and we thought she had an idea of being in New Hampshire or Massachusetts, and Wayne, knowing what he knows about RVs and stuff, said there's just no way that you're going to be able to winter over safely in New Hampshire or Massachusetts.
Where does Francis live at?
Huh?
Where does Francis live at?
West Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, yes, she did mention it for the side chatter because I ain't going to type it over there. She said she went to Francis's.
Yeah, I know that. This is something fresh.
Well, I'm just saying, the person said she never mentioned Florida. Yes, she did. Listen to
and she also lived in Tampa for a while. But Wayne, Jimmy, and suggested we maybe, and I talked to him about having a hangout that Wayne could talk to Amanda and Jimmy and I could talk to her, but that was supposed to happen in about an hour and a half from now today.
Where's Jimmy now?
And we were going to tell her, Wayne was going to tell her his thoughts on why she should be in Florida instead of, because Wayne could get a good line on a travel trailer down there for about half the price that she was thinking about in New Hampshire, and find a place for her to be, and be in a place where Wayne could lend some assistance. That's why we were talking about
happening.
I don't get those teeth. I don't understand that. Is that for Wayne and Amanda?
Yeah, that Wayne jumped in and offered, if you need my help, I'm down here in Panama City. I'd be happy to help keep an eye, to set the trailer, to get her set up down.
It's kind of him, but I just don't see where Amanda would even give. I just don't see them on the same place. I mean,
well, help is help.
He's got some other things in the works, and I won't mention what it is. And it would be nice for him to stretch out to the RV community and the trans.
Oh, I think it's great. I just don't know if Amanda's really going to fit in with that kind of crowd.
It doesn't matter fitting in.
Well,
83-year-old man don't fit in either.
There's no fitting in. I think it's very, very generous. Very generous of Rosie, Wayne, and anybody, and Lucky, and everybody that's reached out to her to try to help her. And she was just like last night. I know that she was, pretty toasted, and she was just like biting the hand that's trying to feed her and help her. She was just very arrogant, and I stayed on, and I stayed on the side. She got, she disrespected me last night. I stayed on only because I was afraid of the danger, and I just stayed on the side. I wanted to see if she was going to be, if she was going to come around. She didn't come around, but that's okay. I mean, I'm not that tender-skinned, But she, I don't know. I feel so bad. I feel so terrible.
I think all of us are feeling it.
Well, me and Mike set up one night, both of us tired. This is the day before. And she was afraid that man and her boyfriend, his boyfriend, was in his 50s, was going to come in and rape her. And we told her, we'll put you on the center screen. You go over on that divan and get some rest. I've got your phone number, Amanda, and Mike's got your phone number. And I said, we know the town you live in, so I want to call the police at station and get through. Mike said he'd call her because I could talk better than Mike could. And we was not going to allow two men to rape her because she'd already had that threat. So we sat up there 8, 9 hours or whatever till it went off. She got up, got dressed, and went on out her business. Okay, that's what friends do. I couldn't get her out of the house. She had no place to stay. She's too drunk to go anywhere else. But, you know, what burned me up more than anything is what she said in the deal, and she can cuss me. She can do whatever she wants to.
No,
But
she
said, don't everybody know we set these channels up, the trans, traditional women, to get money off of dopes, and then when we're done with it, we shut it down and go on about our own damn lives. I thought, damn, all this time, shit.
Well, I've been around a few years. I never heard of something like that.
Well, then go back and watch the tape.
Well, what tape? I mean, I haven't heard it in my community.
Well, it's on that tape she played last night. And if you want to ask Corey, she found an article in the newspaper, or an article on the news, that she was explained to the people that was listening to her that one day. That's what they do. And then I thought, I don't believe this shit.
That's what some do, Lucky. I'm not doing it. Nicole's not doing it.
Like I said, I understand that you're like me. I can go RVing. I'm going to keep my home. I go camping. I've worked all my life. I have put up money for my old age. You can call me the stupid one. I should have been blowed and goed. But I worked some hellacious jobs. I got an education. I did it the hard way. 9-year-old kid working on a farm for 10 cents an hour, not a penny, but 10 cents an hour, $1 a day for 10-hour days for a 9-year-old kid out in the hot sun with a hoe in your hands. You know, blisters you'd have to wear.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but it's not pertinent to the trans community. I mean, you have gold diggers in every community.
I understand
there's gigolos, there's women that set up trap sites and things. I mean, it cuts across all genders.
Sugar baby, or sugar, yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So.
But what I was saying, would be a sad thing. I said, the way I was thinking, it'd be a sad thing to wake up one day and realize my persona, my being, was trapped in a body that did not fit me. Or, you know what I'm saying? It was not me. It was somebody else.
It's called dysphoria. Yes.
Okay. How horrible that would be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to wake up and realize I'm not the kid in the picture at 19 years old or 18 years old. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel the same inside, but then I look around all the medication and the struggling and the pain that I've got to put up with. You know, I don't know where it's an excuse or she was telling the truth. But a lot of times drunks tell the truth more than they think they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does she know that the hangout's not going to happen? Does she even? Okay.
Well, she left her hangout up, and Jimmy even warned her it's not going to be good for you because it's not good publicity. But she said, "Oh yeah, it will." She said, "I'll bring me a whole bunch of Johns," and that's what basically she's wanting it up for.
Well, I just said it. You know, people messaging me real time during our hangout and just said, you know, Jimmy and other people just forget it. You know, not going to do it, which I can understand.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying. I was trying to stop that train wreck. You were on there with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, like you said on the sidebar, there's not a lot I can do, Lucky. That's what you wrote. You know what I'm saying?
There's not. There's not.
And, I said, well, I'm her friend.
I really think you were wrong. You might have been right about Slim, but I think you were wrong about David Coburn. I don't think he was.
Go back and play it.
I can. I don't have access. The video's been deleted. It's been.
No, but anyway, if you could went back in it, she played it right along with it. As anybody else. And you can delete it, and I'll tell you the first thing.
Let me just mute Deb's microphone. There we go. She's already muted.
She had been turned in so many times for prostitution they were even knocking on her door. And it wasn't the Johns, it was the law. And then she let Jimmy believe, I'll just tell it all, because hell, I don't give a shit. She let Jimmy believe that when this guy that was on her, that followed her from you and Elvis's hangout, you went one way, he followed him over there as a troll to get some stuff on him to give to Dory. And he was Dory's stoolie, let's put it that way. Okay, and yeah, Jimmy lost his cool. He said a few things, but I reminded Jimmy just exactly what he said. You know, and then Amanda next day, oh, the laws were knocking on our door, blah, blah, and I got flagged. All right, you two do not come out to your door and with the laws. You got it? They'll flag your deal and take it down just like it's been flagged today and took down for prostitution. All right.
No, it was removed by her. It wasn't removed by YouTube.
All right, it was removed by her.
Good.
It probably got flagged, but let me finish my story. She had Jimmy worrying about himself, taking care of his sick mother, this, that, and the other. And I informed him I don't think the laws were out there to get questioning on you. It was questioning on her activity because the people she's living with, she has an after night deal with these, some men will come on there like the Saudi Arabians or whatever. There was some boys with a, and I even in fact clicked their name. I left, before Mike left at the same time I did, and I said, Amanda, what you're doing for PayPal is disgusting. She's masturbating with them on open line. I said, Amanda, that's no way to treat yourself or anybody else. Well, how is somebody else going to get money? I said, there's a lot of ways to get money. Do you think she slowed it down? No, she got worse with it. She has the things for Elvis. I don't know how far that went along. Like I told her, I said, she said, oh, I have to do this to get out of this situation. But then she runs out and buys 230 packs of beer a day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
demoralizing yourself for your. It is not for her gender or her transition. She demoralized herself for the pure use of alcohol.
Well, that's kind of.
Hey, everybody. Hello.
Hi, Sonny. Yeah, that's kind of gone past now, but we're trying to sort of figure out if we're at a bottom point or how we can do anything if anybody wants to help, and that's why I had Nicole on. She was talking about her personal battle with
Sonny deal. Can you
Sonny's a very level-headed gal.
Well, I'd like to see who I'm talking
to. That's so kind of you, Rosie. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. I have so little time as usual. I'm kind of trying to get my 2 cents in. I was listening to your hangout during my evening commute, and I really feel for her, and I'm sorry she's going through what she is going through. My general opinion is that there are 2 issues here. Like had been pointed out earlier in the hangout, people who have issues with alcoholism are self-medicating. So there may be issues which require the intervention of a physician. And I think that if she recognizes that this is self-medication, then that's the first step. Antidepressants can often help in addition to counseling. That counseling, people do end up referred to AA. However, there are steps before that. If somebody has a deep-seated problem, there are steps until they get to the level of the community where they go to AA, but there are deeper levels of intervention. The other very important thing that I think if let's say she decides today to not drink, that could be extremely serious also, because she's on the hangouts every night. She is drinking every night. Alcohol withdrawal can be fatal. So if she decides not to drink at all, she needs to go and present herself to a physician to help, because that is very serious. Sometimes they do require admission to an intensive care unit. They need close observation. They need medications to help carry them over the hump, and I would strongly recommend that for her.
Sonny, you're actually a nurse, correct? Is that correct? You're involved in...
I'm in the medical field.
Okay.
I'm a licensed professional.
Okay, thank you.
I suggested last night she go to the hospital and get psychiatric help, and as well as, you know, alcohol help, but psychiatric first to take care of the issue, you know, that I was concerned about last night at hand. And I just kind of saw her biting the hand that was trying to help feed her, like everybody that she's loved.
I really don't think that. I think that she's afraid, and I think that she's cornered. And I've personally dealt with people who are needing help, and the minute they see that kind hand stretched out, they will break down in tears and they will beg for that help they can get. She's not biting anybody. She's cornered and she's scared. And she knows it was public, and, you know, even people who are drunk do have some semblance of knowing what's going on, and she's asking for help. She's not being bad, she's not being mean, she's not hurting anybody, she's the one who's hurting.
I know
she's hurting everybody. Let me tell you, that's a misstatement. You know, everybody's accountable for their own action. Yes, she is hurting people. Wrong phrase.
You know, Lucky, I have all the respect for you. However, I will tell you that that approach, which is that she is hurting people around her, is true. But once people face addiction with they're hurting the people around them, then the addicted individual faces abandonment and they don't get the help they need. That's when people commit suicide. You know, all I'm saying is that if she did whatever she did, I didn't watch that hangout, but whatever she did was in a moment of weakness. Everybody has said how good her hangouts are, how much they enjoy her. Everybody has mentioned her decline, that they've noticed a spiral downwards. She needs some help. That's really all it is. And if she mentioned suicide, then it's crossed her mind before, and that's where it needs to be taken very seriously. Lucky, I'm a licensed physician. I'm a doctor.
And I ain't even going to tell you who I am. But I have sat here, lost my wife, sat in a big old lonely house, buy shit to keep me occupied.
See, but Lucky, this is with all due respect to you.
Let me finish.
This isn't about you, Lucky. This is not about you.
I'm not going to listen to you to let me finish. I have thought of that. It's better to me to go out with the cemetery where my wife's at. And as sick as I am, I probably ain't got that long left anyway. But what little time I've got, I thought I could learn something for myself. I've got kids and grandkids. You know, everybody's thought of suicide. It depends on how much pain and agony.
Lucky, I'm going to tell you, this is not about me learning and you learning and A to Z learning. This is about her and her problem, which is very serious right now. Okay. And just hearing everything that I've heard, she needs somebody to step in ASAP.
All right, go ahead. It's hard for me to talk to a son. If she wants to really be a human...
Well, I mean, you know, on my hangout, I mean, I don't mind. I mean...
I do.
Well, go ahead, Sonny.
As far as, you know, Lucky, again, I have all the respect for you. And I will continue to be the son that I am because I do value my my privacy. And people who care about what I have to say won't mind that. It's not about how I look. So just going back to the major issue at hand, I think that somebody does need to step in quickly. She needs psychiatric support. She needs possible medication, which is not alcohol. And she needs to get the alcohol out of her system in a professionally controlled environment. There are sometimes larger psychiatric hospitals in the area who can offer that type of support, who have outreach programs, and also who have inpatient with physicians on hand and nurses on hand.
Sonny, should she just go into a general admittance emergency room?
I
mean,
think
she's
so.
on public assistance.
She'll have to. Doesn't matter. Yeah, she can go to the emergency department of a large hospital, hopefully one that does have psychiatric services. And if she tells them the condition she's in and that she drinks regularly and she's decided not to drink, usually the withdrawal will set in within 2 or 3 days. So if she abstains for 1 or 2 days, then that's when she needs to go to the hospital and tell them she's abstained for a couple days. She's a heavy drinker. She's afraid she's going to go into withdrawal. Any physician in the emergency department worth his salt is going to get some labs on her and admit her for observation.
Okay.
And that's what they need. And then from there, go ahead, Irene.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to tell you, because I did spend a lot of time with her, and then I left, and then I came back again. I tried to be there and support her. Lucky, the only reason why he's really bothered by the son that I believe is because he really kind of feels deceived. And that's what they do. They are very manipulative. He feels a little deceived by her. And he's just afraid that he's not talking to a person. I mean, I don't have an issue talking to a picture, but he's, I can hear your voice. I know, I don't know who you specifically are, but I understand, everything that you're saying, and I totally agree with you. But she was just playing everybody last night. I stayed with her. I didn't know how to get any help over to her. I don't know where she lives. I mean, I obviously, she's in New Hampshire, but, she's never told me or anything like that. She was reeling everybody in. I need help. I need help. I have no money. I have no this. I have no that.
Well, it's not about the money, and I would absolutely caution everybody from giving her any money. Absolutely.
She was like, she was well, she was a victim, and you know what? We stay with her because we all care, and we all want to give her whatever we can, whatever support she needs. I told her, I said she needs to go to the hospital last night. She needs psychiatric. Oh no, I don't need psychiatric. I just need to stop drinking. I just need kids. She's picking and choosing what she wants, and then I can't believe how generous that some people were in trying to help her, and it's like, she got into this whole big storm last night, and then she's sitting in there and she's going, well, you know what, I screwed it all up, and she's tapping her foot, and she's like, okay, and she's just drinking down the beers, and she's like, her behavior is reckless, and she's like a train wreck, and I just want to see her in the hospital. I want to see her get better. I don't care if she hurt my feelings. I just was hoping that she would maybe snap to, but she didn't. I was just afraid for her safety, and I know Lucky's, he's just afraid he was being played, that's all.
Hello?
Yes, Sonny, we hear you.
I'm sorry, I think I somehow got displaced there. But really, all I was going to say is that it's really the classic, addictive behavior, the manipulation of everybody, the sense of being deceived, all of those issues, those are hardwired into the addictive personality, and this is how they behave. Again, in a professional environment, people understand this, and they'll know how to cater to exactly what she needs to get her through this bumpy period. I mean, there are psych nurses out there who know a million times more than me about this issue, but what I definitely know is that she needs initial medical help, and then she needs to be in a professional psychiatric environment and then transition to the community.
Well, that's easy to say, but hard to get someone to do.
Sonny,
Right.
can I ask you? Go ahead, Dan.
Could she be Baker Act into the hospital?
I wouldn't do that to anybody.
Sonny?
What is it?
Could she be Baker acted into the hospital by anyone?
Are you saying can she be admitted to the hospital? Is that what you're asking?
Baker Act. You know, when the police come and grab you up, and I don't think...
Oh, I see what you're saying, being involuntarily admitted to the hospital. No, as long as she can communicate her wishes and desires and she's not a harm to herself.
Right.
So if she expresses suicidal ideation to the professional who's evaluating her, then she would have an involuntary admission, and she would, depending on the state law, she would have a 24 or 48-hour observation period, after which she would be reassessed by the psychiatrist, and a decision would be made as to her disposition. So it's not necessarily, that wouldn't work unless they find that she's not competent.
Shawnee, let me ask you a question if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best advice I could give her right now? I mean,
I think the best advice is that she needs to have a friend with her at home. That way, if she gets in trouble, somebody can help her, because withdrawal is very serious. And if she's able to abstain for 1 or 2 days, she should go after that to the emergency department, tell them she's alcoholic, she wants to stop drinking, she's abstained for a couple days, and she's afraid of going into DTs.
Okay. Yeah,
that will scare the pants off of them, and they will admit her.
Okay.
Because
I do genuinely care about her, and I hate to see her in this.
I've had 2 sisters that were nurses. One was a burn nurse in Modesto, California. One was a surgical nurse down at Norman Mental Institution.
That's impressive. That's amazing, Lucky.
And I have seen addictions, all kinds.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
And I've seen alcoholism at its worst.
I know, of course.
And,
I mean, I've only seen them at the medical side. I haven't personally had somebody in my family with that problem.
Well, the point about it is, if you've ever had somebody in your family, you've been with them when they died, because they will die.
Of course.
That's a given fact. Whether they commit suicide or not, it's just a little bit on further down the road.
Right.
And I see the signs in her of, without being a medical doctor, but I see her yellow jaundice that she tries to cover up with makeup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just look her in the face. You can see it. Her skinny weight.
Right.
She's still not taking any hormones for all medical purposes.
And she may not be able to, because the hormones are metabolized in the liver, as is the alcohol. So they're both toxins to the liver.
Okay.
And it's very unfortunate, but she does need to be medically evaluated.
All right. For all purposes, she is 100% male. She's not started her transition.
I wouldn't. I mean, she hasn't.
Only in the sense physiology.
The body, not the mind.
She identifies as a female.
Never mind. Hell with it. It ain't even worth trying to talk to somebody that flashes the sun out there. Because you can't see my eyes. You see my eyes. That's what I'm seeing.
Well,
all right. But what I'm saying is, yeah, her body is 100 medical. Is 100% male. She took nothing to change it. And I'm not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying, stating the fact. Okay? Her mind is 100% female. She's crossed in, like you said, the best of 2 worlds, whatever that means. I have no idea. But I'm lost my train of thought now, exactly what it is. But when you see the signs of yellow jaundice, as bad as it is, her liver is really paining her. She sits there and holds it, this, that, and the other. If she doesn't get just medical help, I ain't worried about her drinking help, medical help. She won't be here another, I look for her to be in the hospital within 3 months for liver damage or liver cirrhosis. You know, okay, and then if she wants to quit, then fine. They'll put her on a regimen, so on and so forth. But if she doesn't want to quit, there's not a lot we can do about it.
That's very true.
And the best thing it is, just like I said, it's not being a close friend that I thought I was, or a close family member to other people. Not only they go through the alcoholism, you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You go through the rehab, they go through the rehab. It's sort of like both ways. You have your ups and downs with them, your ups and downs with them.
One thing I will tell you, Lucky, is that, you know, of course, what you're addressing are the chronic effects of the use of alcohol over an extended period of time. It's a little bit different from what we're addressing here, which is an acute, immediate, emergent problem. And that's why I called in. I mean, it's just, I'm around, I'm in my profession to help people. It breaks my heart if I see a problem which somebody's going through, that if I can even help with my words, I try and step in. And you know, somebody might say I'm not minding my own business. I need to,
No,
but that's my best advice.
You've always
And
given
so far,
very
you've been
sage
very
advice.
constructive on what you said.
What is it?
I said you've been very constructive of what you
Well,
said.
I mean, that's the way Sunny, much to her credit, I mean, she doesn't come on here with, you know, it always seems to be
But
kind
telling
of advice, but
telling us about the problem, a lot of us has lived through it, had relatives, this, that, and the other. We are not really the ones right now that needs any help.
I know, but I just wanted to ask Sonny, and I got my answer. The best thing to do sometimes is just present yourself to the emergency room and say, "This is a situation.
We offer
I need
to
help."
stay online. You can ask Irene. You can ask, let's see who it is. I have to get over here. Wolf Lady. Excuse me.
Deb.
Deb. Wolf Deb, because there's two Debs. Wolf Lady Deb. We sat there and we tried to explain a lot to her. You know what I'm saying? And then she played us like a fine fiddle. And then she got in her sister, got the sisters behind her and
well,
everything
Lucky, what
else.
I will also tell you a couple of things. I don't know about, you know, the yellowness and all of that, but certainly those are not things that can be corrected. That's damage that happens over time. Then there are immediate problems which can be fatal, like withdrawal, like hemorrhage if she has large portal veins. There are things which are immediately fatal, for which
as we speak.
Can be treated. So I've seen people live with cirrhosis and jaundice for many years, not necessarily just 3 months. It depends on the severity.
You got to be treated. She's up to right now bleeding out clumps of dried blood because
was she bleeding? Was she bleeding, Lucky?
I mean, I know her a little bit closer than any of you, and I felt that I was her dear friend.
Lucky, was she bleeding?
She was bleeding dried blood. She told me.
Okay, now that's even more serious because the actual bleeding.
You can ask Mike if you don't believe me. And I told her what you need to do
is sit down. The actual bleeding, it means a couple of things here. The first thing it could mean is that if there's internal bleeding, then her body isn't keeping up with the breakdown products of the red blood cells, which result in the jaundice. That's number one. Number two, of course, it would mean that the liver is not also able to keep up. Now, again, hemorrhage is an immediately potentially fatal problem. The other issue you have with people with hepatic cirrhosis is that their body does not produce the clotting factors. So they, again, this is a situation where somebody has to be in the hospital. They have to get fresh blood products to stop the bleeding and other interventions.
Microbiology. That's what she was asking me. I'm not completely ignorant.
I'm not talking. I'm just talking from my personal professional viewpoint.
And I'm talking from my professional opinion and seeing the patient. I told her you need to set down that damn can, and she even named the size of them, the color. What I said, that is dead blood cells, lumps of dead blood that you're pottying. You've not eaten in 2 or 3 days. That's all that's coming out of your system is hunks and balls of dead blood.
Oh.
Okay. Well, we're definitely here to help it. You know.
Okay, everybody. I love y'all.
Thank you, Sonny. Thank you for stopping
depending on me. Love y'all. Take care and keep me posted.
Right.
Thank you for your
Thanks for the information.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye bye.
Thank you.
I always appreciate Sonny's
Thank you.
input. So yeah.
That was so generous of her.
And I probably said too much because she told me that in confidence, me and Mike.
Well,
then why
since
did you
we're
say
talking
it?
about, what, Debbie? I'm listening.
Then why did you share that?
Because I'm concerned about her. You don't think I would get on this stupid ass shit?
No, but you
talk about it.
You just gotta maybe go on one-on-one with certain people and just not make it live.
She knows. She knows if she doesn't straighten up, she's bound to die.
It's sad. It's real sad.
And I don't know how to help her.
Well, I guess after getting the feedback here, I think yes, she needs to quit drinking is number one. I wondered whether money would help or not, but
nope,
it's not. I've learned
She
that
needs to go to the ER immediately.
Well, I've learned this afternoon that money's not the solution.
We gotta find. If you really want to help her, find somebody in her area that'll go to her house.
Yeah, and take her to the hospital.
Take her to the hospital.
Who's her friend Tara that she always
She's
talks
in San
about?
Diego.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, she has nobody there. I mean, unfortunately,
there's so few T-girls up in New England, it's ridiculous. So,
The sad part about it is she's having life-threatening issues. And then you sit there and watch her just keep. One day I had her real good. I talked to her, me and Mike, and we had her drinking Gatorade, eating salt crackers because she said her stomach was so bad. You know, I said, you got to put something in it. I don't care if it's saltine crackers or whatever. You got to start off slow till your stomach can adjust.
Wow.
She was doing real good. She said, well, the clumping bleeding has stopped in my bowels. I'm still having tremendous pain in my bowels. I said, now, I'm not a medical person, but I think what it's trying to do is process the crackers and the fruit and stuff that we try to tip, you to eat. You know, I couldn't get her to go to the doctor. I couldn't call an ambulance. I couldn't do any of this other stuff. She wouldn't go for it. So I said, try to drink less beer that day, but buy some Gatorade, some a little bit of food, saltine crackers or whatever. I mean, you can see when she sits around with her box of little crackers she's eating. She took some advice.
Yeah.
Too bad.
She did that for a couple of days and then she stopped. And she's like, every time you try to, she's asking to help you. You try to offer her help, and she's like, no. And this is, I didn't deal with addiction, so I was a nurse. I mean, you do have a little bit of it, but and it's now been several years since I've actually worked, so I am a little rusty, and I get that. But she's like, she's reeling you in. Come on, help me, and then you try to offer her help and suggestions. Oh no, that doesn't work. I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, there is only one thing that needs to be done. She needs to go to the ER ASAP.
She won't go.
Well, that's what. If she has a hangout, I'll join and encourage her to do that. Then
I would too.
What I'll do.
I mean, I don't know how to help her. I mean, I don't think
she can only be your friend, and that's.
I don't think she's going to accept any help from men.
Well, I want to be on the record.
Abuse.
Well, I don't know that, Lucky. I mean, I got a couple slam downs too, but I'm gonna. When she has a hangout, I'm gonna join. We're gonna talk about it. Try to keep it light and just say, I had a hangout, and a lot of people care about you on there, and we really think that with the medical issues and stuff, that you really need to get some help so you can, save you. It sounds like some real medical stuff is going on.
Yes, a lot of stuff's going on. And that's what I got so irritated at 3 grown men and a woman. After they left, she took control of her. You know what I'm saying? With poor ass advice. You know what I'm saying?
When she was around, I mean, no one's even heard from her.
Well, I've sent her a link. She's probably still sleeping.
I think this Dory Lynn was on the sideline for a while.
Well, I'm talking about Dory.
There's Dory.
There you are.
There we go.
Hi, Dory.
Hello, Dory.
Hi, Dory.
That's the same one.
Yeah,
Hi,
Dory.
Irene. How are you?
Okay.
Hi, Dory. Thanks for coming in.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dory.
Thanks for coming in, Dory.
I don't have much to say because a lot has already been said. I'm worried, though.
Okay.
Does anybody have her phone number?
Yes.
I do.
Well, call.
She doesn't want to talk to us. She wants something else. I have no idea.
Still, I'd call.
I'm going to mute the microphone, and I'll make that call right now.
Make the call, Rosie. Tell her to come join us.
Yeah, man. We can get her on the road to recovery. Or at least save her life.
You did.
Right.
I've done something to my...
I mean, couldn't somebody call the local, I don't know, EMS to...
You
Well,
really can't do
I
that.
wouldn't want her thrown in jail with her dressed up the way she is. She'd be afraid of getting raped, and literally I would be afraid of that too.
Oh, I'm talking about like the ambulance. Because
Medical staff would be all right, but they'd have to take a policeman to take her because she wouldn't want to go on her own.
If she would accept their help, that's just it.
That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't have any family or anybody
Wolf.
there physically check on her.
But I mean, if we send help to someone's house and they're not, that would freak her out. I mean,
I don't want to scare her anymore since she's already frightened.
No, phoning her and then maybe talking her into it.
I don't know. Maybe she can, Rosie can do something. I mean, or help her or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how to help.
She listens to Rosie and she respects Rosie. And so far, Rosie is the only person she hasn't tried to alienate. Like I know she tried to alienate me. She didn't
Well,
do it.
she did say some bad things about Rosie on there, but she's
I
just
think the
lashing
people
out.
she's
stuff.
closest to, she
Yeah,
lashed out
she
at.
lashed out at me.
So
She liked
don't
that.
take it all. Don't take it to heart when somebody's.
Oh no, I understood where the alcohol was at, and this, that, and the other. What I was confused about
I know, hon.
is the gender population. I thought, well, if that's their game, kudos to them. I mean, hey, yay. But I don't want to be part of it. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
I was genuinely concerned about her.
Yes, she was.
Because my ex-husband went through it.
Okay.
And
Well,
I had to deal with it.
I called and left a message.
Corey, can you get back in here? I need somebody back in here. Corey, get back in if you can.
What do you mean you need her? You don't have enough friends in there?
No, I like her outlook on it. You know what I'm saying? She's got an outlook that's a little offset from what mine would be or anybody else's. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she's got the link. It's still active, so she's certainly welcome to join. I'm going to be running this for another 50 minutes, so anybody that wants to join up, we still got 50 minutes to go on this Hangout. So,
was you able to get through?
I left a message on her. I got her voicemail, so I would guess she's still probably sleeping. So.
I hope.
Well, we sure learned a lot today, and basically it all comes down to that definitely it's not a money issue, it's actually a emergency, life-threatening health issue.
Yeah. Hearing what now we all have heard.
And I apologize for saying it.
Well, maybe we needed to hear it.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned it, Lucky, because
it does change your mind.
It does give us a different perspective. Now we can actually see the proper picture.
When she was telling us that, she was concerned. She wasn't playing an act, because some people do play acts. And what she described, yes, I've seen this in real life.
Yeah.
Into certain stages of people's lives. And, but like I said, that's when you know that they're telling the truth. They're frightened. She was scared.
Yes.
And she still don't want to go and get any help from the outside or, whatever.
Well, she can't get it from online, and unfortunately, that's just not going to happen.
Right. None of us can provide that medical help.
Money's not going to help her.
Well, that's what I wanted to determine today, and I wanted, your feedback was very appreciated because I was putting the money. I never knew about all this.
Me neither. So now I see.
I didn't know. I thought just kind of casual and,
Well, like I said, I hate to tell somebody's private.
Okay, let me just finish a minute.
Go ahead.
I'm casual and, I do drink a lot on the weekend, but it did come out shockingly to me last night. So I wanted to have the Hangout, A, to give people a chance to just vent a little bit, and B, to just get some advice on going forward. Now I think I got that. I know what the first step has to be. There's no joking around, and that's what I'm going to try to press on her when I communicate with her the next time. That you got to get stuff turned around like now, like NOW.
Physical first.
Exactly. I'm concerned
What
with
really bothered me, it was not so much what she was doing, because she was feeding off of 3 men and later on a woman.
Welcome back, Corey. By the way.
Thank you.
Hi, Corey.
Hey.
Go ahead, Lucky.
And they had no concept and didn't even take time to see the train wreck happening right in front of them.
Yeah, that's because her hangouts are like open to the world, so she's inviting.
Well,
it's like opening up a can of worms.
The last person, if you could have, I should have taped it. I had a thought, but I didn't want to in case, because then people might want to use it against her, and I didn't want to. I thought, but talking the way she did, the other woman, I don't drink, and she even said, I don't even like to hang around with fucking drunks, even to her. But not you. What is this, a yo-yo? And then she was giving her this advice, blah, 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 blah. Well, I made it on my own, blah, blah, blah. In other words, she didn't want the girl to make it, or end up with any money to make it. I made it without nothing, blah, blah, blah. I got my kid out of high school. Kudos, I'm proud of you. But
Yeah,
you ain't
I'm
sitting there
proud
looking
of
at what I've done.
Dory. Yeah, I'm proud of Dory too for being a single parent and basically took 2 roles on.
Yeah, but as being a parent, looking across the room at another kid, I can consider her a kid, and I don't know how much she confided in her or whatever, and it was I can see the train wreck.
And that's
like
why
I
I'm
tried to tell her.
I'm thrilled Mel joined today because she raised the kids and did all that stuff, and her, dealing with the ex with meth and all that. I appreciate you coming on and sharing that, Mel. I mean, that's not easy stuff to talk about.
This is the girl at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't easy.
Chilling with Mel is her channel, and she speaks a lot about current issues every day and stuff.
See, I've got a daughter that divorced somebody after 19 years for his infidelity and all the other bullshit he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And raised her 2 girls practically on her own.
Right.
It couldn't be done. But like I was trying to tell them last night, and I never did get to finish this. All right, she's got a major problem and does not want any help. She said that.
No,
then my daughter came up to me and says, and she told me not to say anything, especially on YouTube, but I will anyway, because that's my kid. If she gets mad at me, I can get over it. Her daughter, which is my granddaughter's husband's very close friend, has 4 little boys. 3 little boys, excuse me, 3 little boys. She's dying of AIDS. She has 3. She's a black woman. She has 3 little black boys, semi-black or probably mixed. It doesn't matter. But she's trying to find homes for these 3 little black boys, good, responsible homes. And she's came out, told the public she's got AIDS. A lot of them run the other direction. And she don't want money. Money's not going to help her. They gave her about 6 months. And she's trying to find homes for these 3 little boys. That's a person that needs some help. Not for her. She's made her decisions. She has to live with them. She was a prostitute to feed the boys. I'm not going to blame her one way or the other, but that's what she had to do to feed her kids. Okay? But now she has to live with her decisions, and she's going to pass away. So she's worried about her 3 little boys. My hope of telling you this story, she wants help and needs it. Amanda needs help but doesn't want it.
Well, that's part of an alcoholic's makeup. Yeah. Because my ex-husband was like that. He refused help from me. He refused help from the hospital until it finally killed him.
Yeah. Some people
That's
don't want
terrible,
help.
Debbie. I'm sorry about that.
Some people don't want help.
I don't know if anybody ever saw the movie Leaving Las Vegas with Nicolas Cage.
That was really good.
That was,
that was heavy.
You want a real in-your-face, end-of-life drinking scenario, just rack that up on your playlist and put that in. So that's my fear. Something like that. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell her, definitely check yourself in. And if you won't do that, then I feel like I've done what I can do, and that's it. And you guys gave great advice on here today because I was willing to just throw the money down and then say straighten your life out. But obviously that is like the total polar opposite of what.
You probably cut 3 months off of her life.
And Corey,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was like, she's got to get help first. She's got to be held accountable to win her friends back, even though y'all aren't going anywhere. She's got to feel like she's got to win you back, and win you back over and apologize. Alcohol blame be damned, and she has got to be the one to start the ball rolling. Until she steps up to the plate, everything you try to do is for nothing.
Right.
It's for nothing. I mean, and we all want to help her. But we
yeah,
can
and
do it.
I want her to just continuously know that I do want to help her, and you know, a couple of us have been slammed down pretty hard here, and I think she, in her sober moments, I'm sure she regrets that if she remembers them. You know, those.
You know, and I got angry. I typed a bunch of shit. Dragon helped me out with a bunch of shit. Spelled a bunch of shit wrong. I posted it anyway. I was damn upset. Didn't give shit. But that's really
Yeah,
not.
and I apologize, Lucky, because honestly, I couldn't understand half the shit you were posting over there. Okay, well, I'm just apologizing. It wasn't on purpose that I didn't. You know, it would come out randomly with FGLTPR, and it just.
Lucky, you gotta tame that dragon.
Yeah, you gotta fix that baby boy up. Trim that mustache, Lucky.
What I'm trying to say is, I sat there, and you know, I can't forgive people that would rather see somebody kill themselves for entertainment.
Yeah, that's not. It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Not right.
And they was 3 men and 1 woman. I mean, I know what went on. I listened, and I damn sure got a perfect memory.
The other day, she was saying she was gonna go in the other room and shoot the other person. I don't know who it is.
That was that old and her boyfriend, whatever. He's giving her a hard time.
I can tell you next time I've got a phone call into her, and I'm pretty sure she'll call me back. But if she does have a hangout, I'm definitely going to go in there and tell her.
Yeah, she needs to save her own life first.
She can have the shits and giggles later, but I just want to.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you right now, if you should be a private or one or something, because I don't care what Slim thinks of me. I don't care what David thinks of me. I don't care what Elvis thinks of me. And I don't care what Dory Lynn thinks of me. They know what they did. They can make a million excuses. Elvis said, "Oh, I didn't know she had a drinking problem." Mike, he knows more than what he says, and I ain't going to go into that because I don't want to incriminate Amanda. Not
What
him.
did Dory Lynn do?
Dory Lynn at the end of it, "Oh, fuck them, screw them, blah, 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 blah." And then she said, "Oh, I don't like fucking alcoholics." But, "Oh, you're all right." You know, she did not do nothing on the tail end of that show. And Amanda had already tripped off in her own world by playing music. You know, I sat in there as an avatar for a long time in my picture, thinking maybe she, you know what, but then, you know, somebody sitting there telling her this, telling her that. If I wished it was still up so you could still play it. And she can make any excuse she wants to. "Oh, I've raised my daughter this, that, and that, blah, 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 blah." And they're just trying to get control of you and tell you what to do, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. The lady means nothing to me. And then you turn around, Slim, what he was doing. I told her the hangout before, you give him the microphone. It's just like when Michael Jackson and what's that other black lady, and she had made the mistake and gave him the microphone. She never got it back. What was her name? The Supremes.
Diana Ross?
Diana Ross.
Okay,
I remember that.
I know what you're thinking.
Okay. Don't give him the microphone. In other words, don't let him get in charge and run with it. You'll be in trouble. What did she do? Let him have the microphone. "Oh, I don't mean about to be respectable, but you know, he gets in charge." "Oh, wait a minute, Rosie, I'm not respectable. Let me. He gets in charge." I don't mind telling him, "Shut the fuck up. I'm talking." You're not going to hurt my feelings, and if I hurt yours, I'm the type of person, hell, I don't care. Because I'm trying my focus on one person right here at this time. You see what I'm saying?
I have things to say to Slim about the hangout, but I'm not going to say them on the air. I'm going to
David, turn your YouTube side down, please.
I'm gonna say those things to him one-on-one where no one can see.
Okay.
You know.
That's good. That's good.
I do have an opinion about Slim's part they played, but I'm not going to say it here.
Yeah, just
I understand that.
Kudos to you on that, Corey.
I like Slim.
I like Slim too. I don't, you know, I mean, yeah, Slim's got a certain smooth edge to him, and, you know, and I never know if, you know, maybe he might be goofing around or something like that, but I'm not, I try to give the benefit of the doubt. You know, I don't know. So.
I don't have any friends that are like out of this world without flaw, and they all have the flaws. I have flaws. So I know a lot of folks don't like Slim. A lot of them don't like Lucky. A lot of them don't like certain people. A lot of them don't like me. But the thing of it is, they're still my friends, you know.
Well, you do such awesome hangouts.
Huh?
You do such awesome hangouts. How can they not like you?
They start off that way, at least.
Oh, they're good. They're gold.
Well, the main thing is, hopefully she won't remember but about half of it.
She needs to remember it. That's a bad thing. She needs to remember. She has to remember.
Take accountability.
Yeah.
Well, people need to tell her what she was doing. They really, you know, and sometimes the truth hurts, and then maybe
without smashing her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I don't have
course
any
not.
intention of smashing her.
What I found out in her life, it was one hell of a life.
Rosie, maybe it would be in her best interest if you just spoke to her alone, privately.
Okay.
I don't think I'm the one to help her. Rosie might be the one to help her. Somebody,
Rosie, I think, is the only one to help her.
Relatable
Okay.
right now.
But like I said, and I'll always go back to this, and I even did it on the sidebar. You're setting people's thoughts back 100 years by this action that was taking place.
Lucky, I said in the side chat, I said to her, and I'm sure she did not see it, and if she did, she didn't say anything about it, that she does not represent the T-girl community at all. Not acting like that. I was like, you do not represent them.
Yeah.
I brought up a scenario about Ferguson.
Yeah, I heard you.
But damn it, I've listened to these old people. They vote. You know, I mean, they're the ones that set up. They don't miss that voting election. You know, they send down the trolley and we all go. You know what I'm saying? And but it's hard for them, and I've heard them listen to. They made their opinion up as soon as that guy ran out there with a bag of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to say something. I've been sitting on the sideline listening to this whole thing, and you're sitting there saying you don't judge somebody. You just did. Hold on. You're judging. Hold on. You're judging me because of some bull, and I'm real tired of it. It's like bashing somebody, and you say hold on. You say you don't bash nobody.
Knock it back just a hair. Okay. Just you can say what you want. I'm just saying, could you just tone it down?
He's trying to overtalk me, and I'm trying to get over him. But every time,
go ahead.
You sit there and say you don't bash people, and you don't judge this, and you don't do. I've been sitting on the sideline. Hold on. You've been sitting on the side. I've been sitting on the sideline all this time, listening to you bash me, bash Slim, bash other people. Are you perfect? Do you have any wrong in your life? Because I do, and I admit to it. But I'm sick and tired of hearing you say what everybody else's fault. You need to take inventory on your own damn self and quit judging other people for the way they are. I'm not like you think I am.
Okay, David. That was kind of my...
David.
Now can I have my rebuttal?
Wait a minute. Let me just say one thing before it goes off the tracks. Let me just say something. David, you've got a valid point. Both of you have valid points, but your presentation kind of shuts down the conversation. The way you come at him with it, you know, I know that's probably your personality, but your presentation just kind of shuts everyone's ears. All we hear is you getting elevated and mad, and your point's lost. I caught your
judging
point,
me.
But
he's judging me, and it's not.
It's your delivery.
Yeah, David, for what it's worth, I believe. No, not quite yet, Lucky. I just want to get one word in. I tend to agree with Dave, as I said before. I think that you kind of did go under the bus. I don't think it was your intention to do harm. I'll just leave it at that. Go ahead, Lucky.
You say judging somebody. Judging and having an opinion are way two different things. I have an opinion on what went on. And if it was still up, we could analyze it.
That's behind it. That's behind the bus now.
Okay. But
yeah,
now,
I mean...
Now that it's not up, we cannot analyze it. So we
Yeah, well,
You want to dwell on the same thing over and
no,
over again.
I just want to tell you, David, I think that you were straight up on that. I don't have an issue. You're always welcome if I'm having a hangout. That's for sure. I'm kind of like Corey out here on the side, thinking that something got lost in the sauce a little bit.
Yeah, it got lost. A lot of it. I never did get to give my opinion.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. 4 times I started and never got to finish.
Oh.
All right, well, what I said, I didn't judge you. I made an opinion and an assessment of you. And the way it was going is exactly what I said. Well, you realized or not, I have no idea. I'm not inside your head. And you might not know the full situation. Does that excuse your actions? I don't know. It's up to everybody's opinion. And if somebody's taping it, I hope the hell they get it all.
Okay.
I mean,
But
I keep hearing.
I want to say this.
I ain't finished.
I want to say. I want to apologize to you. I want to apologize to you if I came out the wrong way to you. If I rubbed you the wrong way, I want to apologize. I'm a man. I will apologize when I'm wrong. Let this be said. I care about everybody on the panel, and you take that with wherever you want it.
Well, David, the only problem I had, it's only tangentially related, when you were in here with this stuff going on with the earlier Amanda hangout, you came running over to Elvis's and you barged right in for about 30 seconds, didn't say hi, didn't, just came in and said, did you ever trash talk, blah, 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 and then you just blew out again. I just wanted to say that really wasn't appreciated last night on that. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, because you've been a square dealer with me, so it's cool.
I apologize.
I will say one thing, David.
Just one.
You might not have realized what was going on. That's easy to do, and you probably didn't know the underlying condition of it. But like I said, as it went on, and you was doing probably 20% of the talking. Slim was doing the 90% of the talking, and Elvis ended up doing the other 90%. If you can have that when he took over. But the point about it is, as I was trying to talk to her, I warned her in the hangout prior to that, do not let it get off track and let somebody run away with it. Because what's going to happen before it's said and done, this is what I told her, you can ask her, you're going to end up being thrown under the bus. And she was. Because the way I felt, all 3 of you men and that lady, for one reason or another, either didn't see the issue or give a shit about the issue and didn't care about helping the person.
Are you perfect, Lucky? Did you do wrong?
David, let me just say something. Lucky,
I'm not a perfect person, and I don't profess to be one.
Lucky, you know that David did offer to buy her a plane ticket. And he was in a homeless shelter up until, recently. And I thought, if he didn't care, he was willing to do that.
I know what it feels like.
I
didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I'm just saying, last night, in the heat of that, he was willing to do that, to step up and he offered.
I was there when he did it.
Okay. Well, that counts for something.
Yeah, it does count for something. But just like I said, she's not the only person with tragedy stories, and neither are you. And I mean, I could tell you some stuff and make you cry. But
this is not about you.
That's right, and it ain't about you either.
This is not. It's not about you, but you're making it as you.
No, I'm not making
it me.
I was just telling you what went on. Everything was about everybody else but the issue of what was wrong with her last night. Today, this hangout is if we can help, fine. If we can't help, that's fine too.
I think Irene wants to say something.
Go ahead, Irene.
Thank you, Jen. Well, I just want to say You know, I mean, all right, she disrespected me, and that's fine, because I don't really care. I'm not going to be hurt by that. But I saw her hurting it like a cowboy with a gun. Choo 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 choo. She's blowing everybody down, blowing everybody out. The only person I believe she's willing to talk to is perhaps Dorlyn. But number one is going to be Rosie. She'll talk to Rosie. I believe that. Everything else was just a bunch of nonsense. It's a big smoke screen. She's got a big problem. I was terrified for her last night. I couldn't go to sleep because I was just so worried. I didn't know if I should call the police or not. I was like, I couldn't sleep. I actually slept all day to make up for the sleep I didn't have last night because I was worried about her. It's not about me. She picked and chose. She told Lucky about the bleeding thing. She never told me about the bleeding thing. She picked and chose what she wanted to show to whoever. And she, you know, she didn't allow us to put all the pieces together. I know she's always been drinking beer. She thinks, haha, nobody knows what I've been doing. We know what she's doing. It's very, very obvious. But, you know, she's a functional alcoholic. And she is able to, you know, create a lot of this drama and just say, oh, you know, like it wasn't me and ha, ha, ha. And she's a sweet person, and I love her to pieces. But I just don't... I think the focus right now here is let's get her help. I tried to get her to see a psychiatrist last night. I tried to talk to her. I told her she needs a psych eval, she needs an alcoholic eval, and she just doesn't want it voluntarily. And I don't know what we can do to give her help. And that's I don't want to see this end bad. That's my concern.
Rosie, I'm going to say one thing, and I figured out a little bit. She's the type of person that don't want to confront stuff head on. She had gave the power, and the reason I learned this, she gave the power to Dory Lynn to mute me every time I started to speak. So that means that she would rather have somebody else dealing with the problem or dealing with the conversation or dealing with whatever than herself. She is backed herself off where she really don't even want to deal with even just muting a person on there. And she'd say, oh, it's not my fault. I'm not in charge of it, but it was her hangout. See what I'm saying? So she wants to, on the sidelines, you know, don't want to carry any blame for it. She'd rather have it headed towards somebody else, so that way she can say, well, I didn't, you know, I don't know how to help a person like that. It's not wanting to see reality or whatever. I don't know what to do. And at this point, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I could do anything.
Well, I've communicated to her. I'm going to try my best. I can assure you that. So.
Well, I want to say something. My offer still stands, but she's got to get help before I even do that.
Right.
Well, she needs medical help, physically medical help, foremost.
From what I've just heard, before I do something like that, she needs to get help.
That's
I
the thing
apologize.
that's important. So.
Okay, well,
then,
I think we're all pretty well agreed.
So we do recognize, acknowledge, and
like if she doesn't get back on here in I don't know how long, but then somebody needs to like find out.
She might do a hangout tonight. I mean, she may just.
Well, she may. I've offered to do a private, you know, talk to her and all that. If she does a hangout and doesn't communicate, I'll go on the hangout and I'll say it there. But I was going to say in private. So that's the reality of that. But the main thing, you guys really helped me out a lot today because I had my thinking backwards on this thing. I didn't know. This thing hit me like a ton of bricks with the drinking and the lashing out and stuff.
And you wanted to help. You wanted to help the only way you knew, which was you trusted that she would do the right thing with the funds.
Right.
And she's just not going to.
Maybe the money issue is something you can look at on down the road, but right now her medical condition has to be taken care of.
Yeah, Debbie, now that I'm aware of that, absolutely positively you've spoken the truth right there, because any money is just wasted at this point in time. It won't be effectively used. It could be a worse situation.
Yeah.
Right.
Another thing, there these people that has got in control of her through one way or the other, mental or whatever that she's relying on. They know who they are, making suggestions like, "Oh, you shouldn't have a hangout tonight. You should have one tomorrow night, and that way, if you hold off longer, you'll get a better showing or whatever." I mean, and I don't know where she's going with this. I had no idea, but what I'm saying, be in charge of your own life. Quit taking suggestions. Analyze everything that comes in. I don't know where she's capable of right now doing it or
Well,
not.
Jimmy, I mean, Lucky, what do you mean by, you've said a couple times people are controlling her, like to tell when a hangout goes?
No. You watch her, she's a person that it wouldn't take much to control the situation. Because I told you she gave the button to Dory Lynn to mute me every time I talked, because she didn't want to face it. She didn't want to do it herself because it gave herself an excuse, said, and she even said it in the Hangouts. "Oh, Lucky, it's not me, it's like me," but it's her Hangout.
She could be manipulated, he's saying.
Yeah, that's what yeah, David, thank you. She can be very manipulated, and in little words like, maybe David didn't, and if he is, I will apologize to him if he didn't see the whole picture. But you can manipulate her to, like a puppet. You know what I'm saying? Because she's had a lot of people on her ass for years and years and years and years. She's frustrated. She's down. She's mentioned suicide. She told how she gets money because she don't want to work at a 7-Eleven or a Burger King or whatever. But the high chance, it might be $150 in short time work, but the high chance of dying of a middle disease is astronomical. Yeah. So I don't know. I think, like I said, I'm gonna hope that she gets help and somebody out there can reach her.
Yeah, I've got, I think Jimmy's going to come on. He's in the side chat there. And of course, Jimmy bore a disproportional share of the verbal lash outs. Of course, there was the early one, which I thought was fixed up. And then evidently after I had gone, the real stuff hit the fan after that. So.
Still talking.
What, Lucky?
Oh, I was reading the side chat. Somebody says Lucky's still talking.
Yeah, that's right. This is free speech zone, Lucky. I don't mute anybody.
No, like I said, if I wasn't here, if I wasn't that concerned about her, it's easy to just go watch Bonanza.
Yeah, that's it. I'm glad that you took my request to come in, my invite, and I appreciate that. It wasn't easy for you. I know it was a shocking kind of night for you.
Well, there's a lot of things medically wrong with her, and a lot of people don't know.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I do. I want to see if Jimmy's going to check the link and come in. But, yeah, I guess I did have it backwards with the money thing first and then that confusion with all that. So.
Do you think depression could, I
know she's depressed. She can't transition, Mel, and it eats you alive. And you got your parents boot you out and she's Sicilian and Irish and Catholic, and it's a brew for, it's a tough brew.
I got Sicilian in me too, so I got that. Yeah, we're feisty.
Hi, Jimmy.
Exactly.
It's me to quiet Italian yet.
Hey, Jimmy, thanks for coming on. I know you got your hands full getting ready to vamoose to the cabin tonight, and last night was hellish for you, and we communicated afterward that we had to put the stuff was basically dead that we were trying to do, and that makes perfect sense. So now I understand that more problems with the alcohol than I ever imagined. So
Jesus, sorry, I was booted. Somehow,
I was gonna thank you, Jimmy, because I know you're heading up to the cabin. You're getting packed. You're getting ready to go up there. So I know you got your hands full, but I know it was tough last night to go through that. And I thought before I left, it was resolved, but then evidently round 2.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, no.
I wanted to thank you. You were going to be a stand-up guy with the thing, but now I realize that the money can't come first. The money can't. There's no way.
Yeah,
so
I'm done.
I think it's treatment for drinking, and I think that's the bottom line. And I'm going to talk to her, I hope personally or on a personal hangout. If not, I'm going to come to her hangout and talk to her about that.
I doubt if she has anyone tonight because she said she's going to hold off one more day. So that, according to somebody that said that you'd have better ratings holding off than building up the impact of the second day.
What is the deal about ratings? I don't get it.
You needed to listen to the
Somebody
deal.
suggested last night that all this drama was just for ratings. That's all.
They called it a train wreck, and she said, "Hey, that's a good title for my new Hangouts."
Okay.
Can I say, look, I don't know what you guys have been talking about. This is not about me. But, I mean, there are videos floating about Jimmy Rant's blow up. Number one, it was very late. I had people sleeping in my house. I couldn't just go in and, just really say what I wanted to say. In fear of waking everybody up, I was on the side chat and was challenged to come inside.
Yeah, I remember that.
And when I did, I first was addressing Elvis. And Elvis kind of walked away and he sat down, and then Amanda got in my face. So I said what I said. I dropped my mouse, so I was leaning over trying to get it. And the rest is history, but I was not in that hangout. I was called into that. And you push a guy long enough, some fellows will step up to the plate. And then, as you all know, or if you saw it later on, we all, Rosie and like all of us, we went back into the hangout to try to calm the seas.
Yeah, and I appreciated that, Jimmy, because you came back in, and that wasn't easy to do. Because you were steaming. I mean, you were livid, and I can understand why. There was somebody ranting at you.
Thank God I was here.
All right, I'm going to jump off because I think the call's coming in. I'm not jumping off. I'm going to keep it going. So.
Well, it's just like when Jimmy dropped in and dropped out and said header. He could see just as much as I was. There's people controlling the situation and leading the conversation.
Yes, look, I'm willing to help anybody that I can possibly help, but people have to help themselves, make some sort of effort. That's why I said you have to take some baby steps. You can't do it overnight; it's impossible. But in this situation, and Rosie, I talked to. I don't really want to throw names out there, but the person that we were going to have a conversation with tonight, and this person's not really that comfortable with this deal either right now. So, if you know what I'm talking about. Oh, Rosie's talking.
Well, the thing is that we all found out now that she actually has physical issues, physical, life-threatening issues. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she needs to seek medical attention ASAP.
Yeah, I don't know.
That are due to the drinking issue. Okay, so she doesn't need no money. She doesn't need no RV. She needs ASAP emergency.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what she needs right now. So.
They need to work on her physical body, get it up to par, work on her alcoholism, get it resolved, and hell, she might beat us all and do everything herself. She's got to make. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Lucky. I have so many thoughts. I said something during this whole deal last night out of just pure anger, and rightfully so, in my opinion. And I probably said something to Amanda that may have carried over into the transgender community where people were maybe mad at me. I did say something, no, you're just a man. A woman has a vagina. You don't. I said something of that nature, which in my opinion at the time, this is a person who is drinking, I mean, I don't know, 20, 30 beers in one night, which that's her business. Has not had one treatment, not one shot, not one hormone thing. She's just as much of a man as I am right now, wanting to be maybe a woman, but just wearing a wig possibly and a dress. That does not make you a female. And it just, the whole damn thing just got to me. So for those of you in the transgender community, I was not trying to attack you. I even said I'm not talking, because she brought up something about Rosie's name, and I said I'm not talking to Rosie. I'm trying to talk to you. So anyway, I don't know.
Well,
People's mad. Come on, I'm right here. If you want to talk, I'm right here.
She brought up the deal like this, and she told me, and she said all the trans women gender. Then Nicole got on and said they didn't like to be called trannies. T-girls is transgender women.
We don't know.
And I can't say that word very plainly without having no teeth. So I'm going to use the word I'm going to use. Disrespect
Lucky, we don't know all the
it's
lingo.
men that wants to be women. The point about it is, when she used the term, well, all these women, transitional women, know this, is that they put this out there, they get the people behind them, they get their donations, they get their surgeries, and fuck them people, they've been used and I'm out of here, and they shut down their channel. That's what exactly she said.
Wow.
And that bothered me. I'm thinking, wait a minute. And I'm going to come on here, and I'm an old man, and I'd intimidate very, very, you can't intimidate me. I point blank, I asked 3 people on that damn hangout, and nobody gave me a damn answer.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. I remember.
I wanted a yes or no answer.
You tried.
Corey gave me in the side chat where she said that she had read an article or watched a newsreel where it came out on a newsreel or an article. That's what they do. They set this up, they get their stuff, they get their donations, like feed the children or whatever, and then they're out of there. And I thought, why in the hell am I investing my emotions, my care, setting up with Mike so she won't be raped and molested in a hangout till she got up the next morning? You know, I could have spent my time watching Bonanza.
I understand.
Train wreck.
Trust me.
But what hurt me worse than anything, I want an answer. Is that what they do? Because I got better things to do.
That's not what the transgender people do. I can tell you, I told Jimmy that I worked at a certain time 4 jobs. I worked almost round the clock. I worked 4 jobs. I worked 7 days a week. I went from one job straight to the next job. I slept 3-4 hours every night. I did that every day.
Yeah, Jan,
I paid everything I had to do, my therapist, my medications, my surgeries. I paid everything out of my pocket, everything.
All right. She also said that due to Rosie and Jan, they're the very few. They got money. Fuck them. They don't know. They don't never been in my situation, but I don't know what your girls' situations are.
That was out of the heat of anger.
I have worked my ass off in a factory, working 13-hour shifts in a sweatshop. I mean, I've done
Jim,
things
you're still not answering my question. You know,
And
I understand that you went through hell to get it done. Rosie had a little bit of money due to her profession and her education and her determination to get it done. She didn't have to use anybody. You didn't either. But nobody wants to answer the fact, is this what all this is set up for?
No, when somebody is transgender, then they need to be becoming who they truly are.
I understand that.
And you, like I told you earlier, there's always
any
some
cost?
bad eggs. There's some bad eggs everywhere.
At any cost?
Well, we were all manipulated
And
last
you
night.
got it. When you're truly transgendered, then you have to transition at any cost. It's either you do or you die.
Thank you, Jen, very much.
Because I can tell you, if I wouldn't have had the option to transition,
gotta
I
make
would
the
have
call.
ended it.
But you answered my question
So there
at
you
any
go.
cost.
At any cost, yes.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, Drew. Hi, Drew.
Hi, Drew.
Hi, Drew.
Please understand, that those of us heterosexuals who know nothing about this transgender thing, the LGBT community, many of us have stepped out of our comfort zone, tried to make friends with a lot of you, which I have, took a hell of a lot of heat for it, which is okay by me. We're new to it. We're trying to open our minds. We're trying to learn. We're trying to break out of this stereotypical redneck box.
Yep.
And it's equally as hard for us as probably, well, maybe not so much for you, but this is hard, man. I mean, you don't know the pounding that some of us take, and we don't know the right terminology. We don't know that if you call somebody a tranny, because I've heard transgender people themselves use the term tranny, so we use it thinking it's okay. And so then everybody gets pissed off at us because we use that word. We don't know. We're trying to learn, and some of us are taking an ass beating over this.
I agree.
I can tell you, grown men that tried to help her with computer skills, this, that, and other, and we took the abuse as faggots.
Oh yeah, queer, everything else,
whatever, all this shit.
Yeah.
And I give a shit less. I said, ain't you read on the bottle? It ain't healthy enough for sex, so that's plumb out of the damn question.
I personally have the utmost respect for all of you that are embracing us and are trying to learn and understand.
You answered a question, and that's one question I can't live with, is for any cost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, for any cost. You guys will do it for any cost.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
Okay, I mean that says a lot of it.
It was do or die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying, but you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Yes, come on.
For any cost. I'm not picking on her. I respect her.
She hears you, though.
Okay.
Whatever it would cost.
No, whatever it takes. You don't care who you run over. It's a situation. You see what I'm saying?
Not running over people. I was married.
I misunderstood. I thought you said meant at any cost.
Oh,
no. Screw, fuck around, embezzle, rob, steal, whatever the deal is.
No, not like that.
Well, then I misunderstood.
So many girls do stuff the right way, Lucky, that are responsible, that are stand-up people.
Right.
Oh, I misunderstood that.
I understood you too, because I will not shit on a friend for anything.
Oh no way.
I never heard anybody. I was married, and I made sure that my wife, when we got divorced, I still took care of her, and I'm still now helping her financially. After being divorced years.
Thank you, hon.
Well, what Amanda said, what hurt really tragically, is all trans do this. They don't give a fuck who they got to work
No, she's so far off. She's so far an outlier. She's not even on hormones yet. Okay, I mean
isn't she like pre?
Yeah, so she can't talk for the she can talk for the dresser community, and I believe that she has dysphoria in her being that she wants to be female, but
she's just as much a man as I am.
There's no way.
But I think most of that is out of heat of anger.
Of course it is, but there's no way that's representative.
In my mind, is this what the transitional people do?
No.
At any cost, don't care who they hurt.
Why would everybody think so, Lucky? Why would you lump everybody in one big lump?
I didn't lump them. Damn it, she did. And she happens to be one trying to transition. I was trying to understand. There's a big difference.
Lucky
is going by what Lucky was told by someone trying to be in the transgender community.
But one person can't speak for a whole bunch of people.
No, but listen to me. Debbie, do you run in that circle? Yes or no?
It doesn't matter. I don't need the yes or no.
Matter. Yes or no answer.
That's I believe in that circle being a complete, beautiful.
Yes or no. Yes or no. Do you run in that circle? Yes or no?
Yeah, I run in the circle. Okay.
Apparently you don't. And I'm not getting sidetracked. What I'm trying to say, she runs in that circle. And I'm thinking, damn it, I don't know nothing about these people.
Well, that's what I'm just saying, Lucky. Hers. Let's just end that part. her situation's really a couple standard deviations from the norm of what a lot of girls do.
I hope so.
Okay? Well,
Can I
you
ask
can
a
say I
question?
hope so, or you can take it from somebody that's been there, and I can tell
Yeah,
you
and everybody's
that's the reality. Believe me, don't believe somebody that's not even on hormones and other
Thank you.
stuff.
That's been through it.
Rosie,
Yeah.
just one quick question. Is the, because I'm just not getting on the computer.
Sure.
Is that video, the Hangout, is it up or is it down? Do y'all know?
Down.
It is down.
Amanda officially took down those videos as soon as they posted. I don't know where they are. I mean, there's word that somebody's. I'm sure a lot of people were videoing.
Oh, I'll watch one. Yeah.
Was going on, so as the channel holder, she's in possession of that.
Okay. I didn't know if her channel was, I mean, the Hangout was on or not. Okay, thank you for telling me.
And then I did talk to Wayne, and we're all square, Jimmy, on stuff.
Okay,
we
good,
we
good.
understand
Okay.
everything. That in a way,
Good.
thank God, no money was raised, nobody was hurt financially. Wayne, more than anybody else, knows the reality
Yeah.
of fundraising blowing up and stuff. So
We had a nice talk on the phone, Wayne and I, and he's a damn good fellow.
he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, so I hope no one thinks back, because I'd be honest, I told Wayne, I'm done. I'm done.
Right.
And
I don't blame you, Jimmy.
my wife is said,
Yeah.
well, she don't tell me what to do, but I listen to what she says, and she thought, this is wrong, Jim, please remove yourself from this situation.
It's good. I agree.
And I suggested, and my wife even suggested that to Wayne. And Wayne's a grown man, and he can make whatever decision he wants to do. But Wayne's a damn good fella. You're awesome, Rosie, and everybody
well,
involved.
like mine, you are too, Jimmy. You were ready to you know, you were as caught off guard as I was. You were in total and complete shock. So not going to talk. I just want to say I understand now that the drinking has to be addressed, and I'm going to talk to her personally if she'll have me or communicate. I've got a couple calls and messages and stuff, and if she doesn't, then I'll go on her Hangout and I'll tell her there. So.
Well, man, Rosie, Amanda said that you knew her for quite a long time.
Yes, years.
And you admitted it. And then Nicole said she knew her for quite a long time. And then I pick up on little bitty pieces, this, that, and the other. My main question was when I was asking Jen, at any cost, you know. And then I guess she said, yeah, at any cost, and I took it the wrong way. And she
I misunderstood that. I misunderstood that.
But in my life, you'll find out a friend for life will go through thick and thin, and they're not going to judge you. They might have their opinions, David, but to real judge somebody, you sit there and really, you know, I'm not, all I expressed on is what I saw.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that I've told her, you know, you can keep slamming me down, but I'm going to be like a whack-a-mole. I'm going to keep popping up. You know,
I ain't waiting on her.
I'm not going to, you know, I just don't let people walk into oblivion without trying to do something. And
well, she's going to walk into oblivion if she doesn't get her medical under control.
Rosie. That's why I like.
Thank you, Mel.
Just a real good person. All of you guys are.
All of it. Everybody's sitting here. Drew, David's heart's good. Jen, every darn person on here. Jimmy, I mean, Christ, Jimmy was ready to walk over hot coals to, you know, and then.
All right, how are we going to give her medical attention? That's the number one.
I agree. That's what I'm going to. That's exactly what I'm going to hit. But I don't know if somebody else is going to start a Hangout. This one's due to end. So it was a 4-hour schedule. So I want to thank everybody for taking Jimmy. You're torturing me. I love okra.
Somebody wanted to see my fried okra and my cod, so I did that.
Jimmy, I love okra. Damn it.
Me too.
I got some fried okra right here, good old southern dish.
I make
RV Debs, I did not mean to bust your Hangout today. Your Hangout today. Thank you.
And you didn't. I just said, okay, everybody, I'm going over to Rosie's.
Debbie Wolf Diamond, you're very sweet. You're a stand-up person. Lucky. You know, it took a lot for you to come on today, and I know that you took a lot of crap and a lot of abuse yesterday, so a personal thank you to you for coming on. That meant a lot to me, and thank you. Irene, I was in shock watching this morning, eating breakfast, watching you sit there this morning. So, you know, thank you to you for caring enough to come in this afternoon and answer that invite.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And Jimmy Rant's in the house. I don't know how you keep doing it, Jimmy. You just keep coming back. So that okra, I guess that's the deal. Thank you, Missy, Jen.
Thank you, Rosie.
Drew, I know we talked a little bit today and we batted back and forth, but I guess at the end of the day, I'm kind of glad I had to hang out tonight. I'm a little more focused on Bet, and Drew's been an excellent advisor and a hell of a great guy down in Florida, who I admire a lot. Thank you, Drew. And David, I'm glad you came in and gave us a shot on this thing. I know your heart's in the right place. And
I mean, I'm not very human.
Yeah, and Mel, for taking time to share some really painful stuff with us too. You know, you're awesome for that. And I enjoy hanging out with you. Yeah, I enjoy hanging out with you, Mel, and check out her channel, Chilling with Mel. Hits every issue every day, the tough stuff that's going on. So thanks again, everybody, and everybody on the side chat.
Thanks, Rosie.
Have a wonderful.
Love y'all.
Thank you. Love you.